It's me, Dr. John Wolfenstein here, bringing you another fantastic episode of Tyranny of Dragons. However, I have some amazing news. I am also live on both Facebook and YouTube. So if you're not aware, this amazing program called Restream.io, it's the website, go look it up, but Restream allows you to stream to multiple sources at once. For free, they allow you to stream to 3. And well, I only really need 3 because it won't let me stream to TikTok and it won't let me stream to, oh god, what's another one? I don't know. But I pretty much only use 3. Oh, I can't stream to Instagram either. But so, between Facebook, between YouTube, and between Twitch, I think I've got just about everybody. And so, we are happy that you could be here with us in this our fantastic day on our fantastic new setup. Now, of course, don't worry because those of you... Hey, Mason.
Yeah.
But for those of you who are worried and who are watching, do not be afraid. You will be able to catch up with all of your favorite moments because I will be putting this entire recorded session on YouTube, as I always do. And so there's no reason to be worried. So, with everything else, I have a couple more fun announcements. The Fool's Gold campaign Into the Bellowing Wilds on Kickstarter is at the, well, $763,579 mark, and it has 28 days to go. We are cruising through this, man. We're going to smash it. Let's get to 1 million, because then we'll get the Kylandria expansion, so we can go punch a little French girl in the face, because she needs to be punched in the face. We're going to get the virtual tabletop assets for all of your favorite VTTs. And if we get even further than 1 million, if we get to even more than 1 million, I think it was 1.25, we'll get a little Vicky statue. I know that's what I want. I know the rest of you should probably want it too. Because Vicky is adorable, cute werewolf girl, and she convinces people to commit genocides to protect her. So we need to all go and get Vickies. Because, like, I mean, why would you not get a Vicky? Because she's adorable. See? It's even on the screen. Little Vicky mini. Mini set number 5. We have to get to 1.25 million. Let's do it! Of course, you know, that's just for those of you who want to, because I know I really want to. I'm doing my part here. I haven't spent this much money on a Kickstarter since the Critical Role one. Which Legends of Vox Machina has an official air date. It has an official air date early next year, and I am so stoked. Also, for those of you who are ready, Campaign 3 is going to be starting soon. I know I'm super stoked. I hope the rest of you are super stoked. I'm not taking bets on whether or not Liam plays another edgelord because I don't want to steal all of your money, because that's not really gambling in good faith. That's just called an investment. And Liam O'Brien does one thing, and he does it perfectly, so there's no reason for him to stop. But, I know I'm super stoked to see Marquette, and I certainly do hope that they release another campaign setting with Marquette, because I will buy it, because I've bought all of their campaign settings, even the Green Ronin one, which they're remaking, hopefully. I saw news about that, but I can't remember for sure. Also, of course, we are always sponsored by Eggs. Not really sponsored. They're not paying me any money. I'm doing this out of the kindness of my heart. But I wouldn't object if they did send me money, but I'd rather him spend his money on himself and his family. But Tri-Peak Goods, run by our amazing friend, the Bearded Bard, on TikTok, or I believe he's also on YouTube. One day I will have a link to his YouTube channel, like in the description, so that way it can be there and everybody can see it. But he is fantastic, and he is, you know, still creating some fantastic products that I definitely think, if you like the more simple life, you should definitely own. Now, on to some good news for our friend the Bearded Bard, and congratulations are in order. So if you guys happen to be big egg carton aficionados, if you go to eggcartons.com, you can actually find their top 3 baskets for collecting eggs. And number 3 comes out at this little giant small egg basket. Number 2 comes at this little blue one. However, the number 1 basket, best egg collecting basket, is definitely the Bearded Bard's Tri-Peak Goods egg collection basket. It is fantastic to see. And they are happy and say it is their favorite, absolutely. The appearance, the only con that they can actually list is, yes, it's a bit pricey, but you're paying for a quality product, for handmade, for just a spectacular product. Not to mention the fact that if it is damaged or if it breaks during transit, the Bearded Bard is very happy to replace and fix it. So, congratulations to our friend the Bearded Bard for making it the number 1 best egg collecting basket of 2022. I know we're still in 2021, but whatever. That's what the article says, and it's a fantastic article. For those of you who can see it on screen, you're going to eggcartons.com, and you'll be able to find it there. And I hope you guys certainly at least check them out, because I know I will certainly be checking them out. I wish I still lived on a farm. I might actually have a use for it. But we are short a couple players tonight, but that's okay. We will be having a Matt join us a little bit later. Hopefully, Mr. Eric jumps in. Mr. Whitehill, unfortunately, is unable to be with us this evening for his own reasons. Mostly because we do a lot of stuff. You know, our lives are very busy, and unfortunately, you know, streaming is just something that has to be, you know, marginalized from time to time for our own health and sanity. Now then, I believe I was supposed to calculate experience points, but I didn't do that. Jeez Louise. It has been a busy week. But that is okay, because truth be told, I mean, if you gained another level, who would really notice? But don't worry, you'll be gaining levels soon. Because you have someone has fantastically murdered a red wizard and used a Bullywong cover. Used a Bullymung attack cover in order to disguise his wrongdoing. And of course, a Mad Giggle Dog has allowed him to further cover up that piece of information. And so we are jumping back in right there with our fantastic cast of characters. So, So, the call has gone out that the Red Wizard is dead.
Yes.
Everyone kind of looks around. Everyone is just kind of shocked. Now, Asbara Joss, the leader of the group, the leader of the
caravan.
Yep, the leader of the caravan, but also the leader of the dragon cultists who are a part of the caravan, run up to the carriage and indeed inspect and see that he is dead. A hole in the chest. Kind of hard to miss a hole in the chest. You see the Ardred looks around. Did anyone see what happened? A lot of the cultists shake their heads. Most of the caravanners, like the workers, just shake their heads. You then see the leader of the cultists actually turns and points a finger right at Serial. He and his group had something to do with it!
Now, is that so? I quite remember just last night speaking to the Red Wizard and making amends for my hasty actions.
Did anyone else see this?
I didn't see anything.
I come out from behind Cereal.
Are you still wearing the? No, you discarded the robes when the fight broke out.
Yes.
That's right. You discarded your disguise when the fight broke out.
Mm-hmm. I can corroborate his story. I was there.
You actually see him like tense up. You don't count. You're one of his. To which Jamna actually appears and raises her hand. I saw it. No hostilities. Even a friendly wave goodbye. He left in peace. I watched the whole thing. She says. To which Ardred kind of looks down at her and then looks to the man. It seems that at least 3 people saw good terms being met between you and your Red Wizard and these adventurers. And besides, they couldn't have had anything to do with it. They were all out in the heat of battle. The only one who was unaccounted for is the girl. And he points to you, Celine. And even when she came out, she was healing. And too far away from the battle to have done anything. You see that this does not seem to console the dragon cultist leader, but he just kind of grumbles and growls.
I don't remember anything.
Exactly. You need to calm yourself. We're less than a day away from the roadhouse, so the least you can do is calm yourself. And you see he just is full, like, he's almost like frothing at the mouth. He's so angry. But he just says nothing and instead just looks to the body and then shakes his head. You watch as Jamna actually kind of speaks up again. Should we bury the dead? To which the man just glares at her. We take care of our own. She just kind of raises her hands and steps away towards Ardred. As, don't forget, she has been kind of like right next to Ardred this whole time. And has very much been seen with him, riding with him, has been on his wagon. She's made herself very conspicuously with him. And when she's not with him, she is very inconspicuous. Either way. But, as she has now made herself, known to the situation, she just kind of, walks off with Ardred and he nods. Any other dead, make sure we bury them with proper grave markers. I don't want these frogmen to have a free meal. And she nods. And everybody kind of just gives a solemn nod. And as you all kind of break camp, and as you all kind of disperse, you see that the dragon cultists are not happy. Not happy at all. But they can't really do anything without causing more of a problem. And that is definitely something you all kind of planned on, because the way you did this was pretty phenomenal. You made sure that all the witnesses were looking away. You made sure that you did it first before anything. The attack even came from the Bullywug's direction. And apparently, at least as far as Jamna's concerned, she's on your side. For now. We don't know how long
Perfect
that'll
alibi.
last.
I don't even remember this happening.
That is also true. But, that's not a whole lot of surprising for most people. But, as you all break, is there anything else? Is there anything you guys wanted to do, or anything you guys wanted to say once you're back at your own little campfire?
I want to count how many cultists died.
Only 2. However, 2 of the non-cultist workers have also died.
That's all from the poison too?
You haven't seen from the poison yet.
Hmm.
Only from this attack have people started to die.
Okay. So 2 aside from the Red Wizard, right?
Yes, 2 aside from the Red Wizard, but you've also lost 2 of the regulars. So of the... Oh gosh, there was an actual number given to me. Order of the Dragon Queen. Here we go. Let's see. So of the 24 laborers, only 20 are left.
Okay.
I say only 20. 20 are left.
So we've lost 4 then?
Yeah, because you guys have been putting yourselves at the front of every fight, so you've actually able to stop anyone else from dying for most of this adventure, or most of this, ride north. You've been able to pretty much relegate yourselves as the targets.
Oh, I'm just curious because you had said we only lost 2 during this, and this is the first time it was actually mentioned.
I killed 1 the night before.
Yep.
Of the workers. That's right.
Mhm.
Then there was
Of the dragon cultists who are mixed among the workers.
I was curious more about the laborers that we actually are.
No, there was a laborer and a cultist last night.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so,
3 of the 24 laborers gone.
so the dragon cultists and the laborers are 1 count.
Oh, all 24. Okay.
Because the
that's
majority
where I
of
was
the
confused.
dragon cultists, only the leader and Asbara were different. The rest mixed themselves in among the workers.
Okay.
So a final count, you have... Oh, no, wait. You'd have 18 because 2 died last night, too. So you'd have a total of 18 left out of 24.
Got it.
So, however... Again, you've been able to relegate a lot of damage. In fact, you've encountered a lot of things where more people would have died had you guys not put yourselves at the very front and also as bait. But, I mean, hey, that's kind of the point. And so, the rest of the night, things... for the most part, seem to calm down. There's only about half a night left. So who would like to take the last watch?
So, can I do something with Celine?
Certainly.
So, Celine has set up completely around the party and stuff. Has set her own little campfire and has wrapped herself up in part of her belongings. Because the stuff that's in the caravan.
Mm-hmm.
And she's happily just talking with the stars.
Rattlegas is gonna walk up to her and say, have the stars said anything interesting to you tonight, Celine?
No, stranger, they don't always tell me about themselves. But they're friends nonetheless.
I'm no stranger. I'm Rattlegast.
Well, I'm Celine, she says, and she does the pat motion next to her.
And he sits next to her.
Nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you too, Celine.
And she gives her hand over and just wonderfully bliss, unlike before where she was just tortured. There's no spell book. There's no saloon.
You know this
Why
is actually...
you gotta go for the feels?
You know this is actually the second time we're meeting.
Is it?
Yes.
I'm afraid I... Was it a long time ago?
It was some time ago, yes. You may have forgotten.
And she looks confused, but, well,
You may
I'm
have
happy to have met you again. No matter what happens.
I'm happy to have met you again as well.
So, Rattlegast, was it?
Yes.
For some reason, you remind me of a tree.
That's-
A green willow tree.
Is that so?
Yeah. You're like a... And she puts her hands up. She's like kind of weathered, so it's kind of grandfatherly.
I do have quite the raggedy skin, don't I?
You wear your age well. And I'm sorry everything was so dark. People dying and...
I'm quite used to it.
Her smile fades a little bit and she looks into the fire that she's made. She's made a little one as she puts over her little travel cloak and tries to keep herself warm. I'm glad you're used to it. I'm not. I don't want to hurt anybody ever.
You shouldn't have to, Celine. But the world is an unfair place, and there are people out there that don't care about those things. Sometimes you have to hurt people to do the right thing.
And you see her, grab just a stick and kind of poke the fire some. I just want to make people happy with my songs and my stories. I'm really good at stories, I think.
I think so too. I've seen a few of them.
Have you?
I have.
I remember one about high-fiving spiders.
One
But
of
I
my
don't-
favorites.
Is it? Well,
Yes.
maybe I'll share that one with people then. Because everybody seems so dour and miserable, and I just want to make people happy.
I think that you can be a light in a lot of people's lives, Celine. Something to give people hope.
Thank you. Seriously.
Could
Thank
you do
you.
me a favor, Celine?
Yeah.
Could you ask your stars a question for me?
Sure. What would you like to ask? That one's one of my favorites, she says, pointing to just the mass of stars.
Radagast looks up at the stars and says, "Could you ask them if they remember the deal?"
I will. I will. And, I'll let you know if they ever tell me anything.
Please do.
Well, you have a good night, Rattlegast.
Are you sure you want to sleep out here alone?
Yeah, I am. I'm okay with it.
Okay.
I'll be the one taking watch throughout the night. The rest of the night, at least.
Roll a perception check. Serial, at some point, you watch as Celine seems to just kind of look at the stars. You then swear you see a soft glittering of starlight trailing off from her. And it follows, your eyes are actually keen enough to observe this with that 23. It follows to where Rattlegast is sleeping. And you then see Celine kind of stand up, grab up what belongings she has on her person, and then just start walking back down the road. Not towards the roadhouse where you are headed, the opposite direction. Back the way you had come. And she just walks off into the night, doesn't say a word.
I'm going to go and actually rouse Rattlegast at that. Rattlegast, there's something going on.
Another attack?
No, Celine has started walking off the other direction we are traveling. And there was some sort of starlight that went from her to you.
Rattlegast, do a quick perception check for me. You see in your hand a pendant. Very small one. Very delicate looking. It is a silvery, almost mithril-like material in the shape of a star on one side. On the back, it's smooth. Do you flip it over?
Mm-hmm.
On the back, you see written in Orcish, the deal is made. And it then fades away from the deal is made to the word, simply the word Rattlegast. Go ahead and roll a history check.
Good memory tonight.
You remember that one of Celine's holy symbols was a pendant much like this one. She wore it around her neck very daintily. You don't remember seeing it when you left her this evening.
What direction did you say she went?
She traveled back down the way that we've been coming. Back towards, sorry, trying to remember. Back towards Waterdeep.
Well, I'd best go find out where she's headed. Rattlegast's gonna get up and follow after her.
As you get up and try to follow after her, go ahead and roll me a survival check.
Do I have luck?
No, you've used all 3 charges, and you didn't get any more.
Dang it.
You unfortunately cannot find any trace of where Celine went. You don't see her footprints. It's also very hard to tell her footprints among any other people's footprints. Not to mention the fact that as you get, a little further out, you see that the dragon cultists are all watching you now, and all seem to be pretty ready to fucking try and stab you to death if you get too close. But on the plus side, you don't see any sign of Celine's body either, for all the reassurance that brings.
I'm gonna go back and check the fire that she left, see if there's like anything she left behind.
There's one thing. In the dirt next to the fire is the little drawing of a hummingbird. Crude, because it's not with her usual materials, but it's there, and it's obvious that it is a hummingbird. And then you actually see an S written in common next to that image.
Mhm.
No other words or letters, just an S.
How far back is the point at which Saloon died from where we are now?
About a day, maybe 2 travel. Maybe even a little more. It's not close.
Hmm. I'm gonna take the drawing and go back to Serial and show him.
It is just a drawing in the dirt.
Oh, it's in the dirt.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I'll just go back to Serial and say, I can't make heads or tails of where she went. I found a drawing in the ground of Saloon. I think she's regained some of her memories and might be trying to go back and recover him or find him. I'm not sure.
Hmm. I wonder if something, as Syria looks up and glares at the stars, is starting to give her direction again.
I would say most likely. It sounds like it's repaid its debt to me. That was our deal.
Wolfenite. As you just kind of sit a little bit, kind of meditate in the marsh, a little bit away from people. What do you see, hear, feel? What do you do?
I'm hesitating to pull out the locket piece I have from the fire,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just having a really hard time accepting the loss of a friend. I'm gonna put it away. Not gonna worry about it. Gonna try to relax, and I'll just what time is it at night?
It's about 4 o'clock ish in the morning. It's pretty
Okay.
late.
Oh darn! It's not a ritual spell. I wanted to practice with a ritual spell. Oh darn! Okay. Hmm. In that case, I guess I'll just practice summoning up my little firebird.
Mm-hmm. As you practice summoning your little firebirdie, it goes well, and you're able to summon him on cue. And so at this point, you go ahead and roll me a wisdom save.
Wisdom?
Mhm.
Okay.
So at this point, you kind of have an epiphany. You use fire to destroy a lot of the time. A lot of your fire magic, fire spells have been used to destroy and burn and, get rid of things. But you remember that there's 2 sides of fire. There's a side that gives life as much as it takes it. A forest needs a fire every now and then to cleanse so that new life and new growth can happen. Fire warms people, keeps them from the cold touch of death. And you start to feel that maybe, just maybe, there might be a way forward here. You haven't prayed much. Getting your powers the way you do from nature itself, there's no real need for prayer. But as you're struggling with these emotions, and these, feelings that are complex and not your norm. You're not used to feeling them. At least you weren't before you met this group and started this adventure. But you've also seen the power that some deities can provide, certainly with Selene, and even, unfortunately, Tiamat's abilities to provide her chosen with abilities. Perhaps there's a god who will pay attention, a god of light, life, and maybe even fire. It's something you think about as you're sitting kind of contemplating and watching as your little firebird comes in and out of existence a couple of times, and then just kind of hangs out with you for a little bit longer on the final time. As you can keep this particular critter out for at least 2.5 hours before it just has to go away, because it's half your druid level rounded down. But for RP terms, I just 2.5 hours. It's not hard. This is kind of what you think of. You've already had your long rest, so you're not overly tired. And as the morning comes, you see Ardrid and the rest of the caravan, the non-dragon cultist members, all get together and have a small sermon for the people who have passed. They're burying 2, and you notice the dragon cultists actually kind of put their 2 dead alongside. However, you notice that there's a smaller mound of dirt on top of the actual mounds, and you swear there's the glint of something metallic in those smaller burial mounds. Not sponsored by Arizona Tea, though I would happily accept a sponsor from them.
You mean on top of the bodies?
Yes. So on the bodies, so here's the burial mound for the bodies, and then here's a smaller one that's directly on top.
Okay.
And it's only for the 2 dragon cultists.
Yep.
The other 2 are just pretty normal. But Ardrid kind of looks around and nods as he's, finished his prayer. All right. We'll hopefully reach the roadhouse by day's end if we keep up the march. Let's go.
I'm gonna cut off 2 poppies from my garden and just put them on. Or how many civilian bodies are there?
There are 2 civilian bodies and 2 dragon cultist bodies.
I'm gonna take 4 flowers from my garden and just put them on each grave.
Okay. Done and done.
I assume we haven't seen Celine yet this morning?
No, she is nowhere to be found. And most of her stuff is gone. The only thing that's left behind is whatever she would have left behind in the carriage and not, kept on her person, which is very little. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's just mostly rations. Yeah, I can't really think of anything else Celine would have not had on her person as a general rule. Can you? Oh no, she left a syrup container and a diamond behind.
Hmm.
And that is wrapped up in one of her blankets. So you guys have the little saloon syrup container and the little diamond. And, well, not little, but the diamond that she had on her person. And you also find all of her puppets and sewing kits and the things that she's made on the road. Those are all left behind with you. And you find the Rattlegas puppet. Wolfenite, you find the rock that was representative of you. Cereal, you find your little puppet. You guys even see that there is a Mad Dog puppet. Again, it's just the sock puppet. But it's there. They're all there.
Why do you have to stab me in the dick with feels? Why you gotta
Rattleghast?
stab me in the dick?
I'm going to say that they're probably lovingly arranged, like stuffed animals, next to her bedding.
Rattleghast is going to go up to Wolfenite and say, Wolfenite, you're familiar with the woods and tracking, yes?
I'm guessing this is related to why we didn't see Celine this morning.
It seems that she is moving in the opposite direction as we are now. But I couldn't make heads or tails of where she went exactly.
Your survival is pretty good, Wolfenite. You could give it a try.
Internally, I don't know if I want to.
That's your call.
1 sec, I'm going to make a wisdom saving throw. If it succeeds... Okay, yeah, I will.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a survival check. And Rattleghast, you found him putting the gifts that Celine made for him in a corner of the wagon that he's on and has his flower garden on, and just like propping them all up in the seat. You do find a set of footprints leading the opposite direction. The only problem is that as you get to the very end of the caravan, they simply disappear. It's one step, and then where you expect to see the next step, there isn't. And then you keep going, and there's no more footsteps leading that way. Only footsteps leading this way. And
Wait, there's footprints going the opposite direction?
So, let's say this is the way back to Waterdeep. This is the way to the roadhouse. After a certain point, he gets to the very end of the caravan and finds one footstep outside of what would have been the last firelight of the caravan, and then no other footprints going that way at all. The only footprints that remain are the ones going towards the roadhouse. And you look everywhere, Wolfenite. Even your footprints are appearing, but I mean, you can't find anyone else's going back towards Waterdeep.
Okay. I don't have anything that I could use for this either. I have nothing.
Well, you haven't officially prepared your spells for the day yet, so you could. Let's see. I don't know if you have Find the Path yet. I think that's a higher level spell. Nope, clearing the field wouldn't work. I can't think of anything that would really work.
No, nothing I could really do would work well in the situation.
Yep. Although
I'll just have to keep an eye out at this point, I think.
Yeah. And so, yeah, no, that's what you find, unfortunately. Not a whole lot.
Good question.
Mm-hmm.
Because of what I was doing, did I get a full rest or just a short rest?
No, you have a full rest.
Okay.
You're going to need to take a short rest before you can summon your guy anymore, but given that you guys are traveling throughout the day, not really doing a whole lot, that's easy to get.
Yeah.
But no, your search for Celine's footprints has come up empty. You do know that they stop unnaturally. You are able to pick up that something unnatural happened, or is happening, that makes the footprints going towards Waterdeep disappear. You are able to discern that with your survival check.
Were there any carts near where she disappeared?
No.
Or did it just disappear off in the middle of nowhere?
Off in the middle of nowhere.
Got it, okay.
There's no reason it should have disappeared, but they do.
Okay. I'm gonna double check one thing. Do I see any signs of animal footprints nearby? Anything that's been disturbed?
Nope.
Okay. That's the only other thing I need to check out. In that case, I'll just head back.
So you start heading back, and Rattlegas stops you. There are no more tracks.
Just stops.
And you can even show him where it stops, and Rattlegas, there it is. One footprint outside of what might have been the last campfire light, and then nothing.
Rattlegas just stands there and stares at the footprint.
You do hear the commotion of the camp and caravan breaking down and, getting ready to head out again.
You should get back to the cot.
Yeah. How much further to our next destination?
Well, according to Ardred, he said that you guys should reach there by the evening.
Okay. What was the destination that we're heading to again?
The Carnath Roadhouse. It is
Okay.
the place where they are fixing the road between Leylon and Waterdeep, thus Neverwinter and Waterdeep.
Okay, got it. I'll get back on my cart, start getting ready to head out.
Fair enough. Radagast, what are you doing?
He's gonna stand there and stare down the road until the caravan gets like a little ways.
As the caravan does get ready to move and does start moving out, and the caravan is getting a little ways, it won't leave you behind. It's moving far too slow.
Yeah.
But you feel, where do you keep the locket that you found?
He's holding it in his hand.
You feel it start to get warmer, and your hand tugs in the direction of the caravan, just involuntarily.
He's gonna hold it up and look at it and say, are you listening to me?
You watch as the word for Rattlegast kind of glows in faint, what you assume is starlight.
If you don't return her to us, I swear, on every drop of life that's left in my bones, I will find a way to kill a god. And then he puts the necklace on and walks back to the caravan.
As you put the necklace on, I need you to roll a wisdom save, please.
Okay. Oh god.
Serial, you notice Rattlegast get on the wagon with you, but then you kind of look at him, because your passive perception is actually high enough. You notice his eyes are star-filled. And you can actually see the twinkling of hundreds of stars in his eyes. And Rattlegast, you actually hear in your head, a life for a life, a deal is struck. She is free, and when she has found her little hummingbird, she will have all that we have taken once again. But you will never see her, nor will anyone else, unless you defeat the Dragon Queen. A deal is struck. And you then watch as Rattlegast just kind of blinks a couple of times. And Rattlegast, you're sitting next to Serial on the driver's seat of the wagon. Just kind of looking around.
Serial is staring, like, very pointedly, very concerned. Like, waiting for explanation.
I don't think we're going to see Celine again. I think she's been freed.
Well, better be free than a slave to something like that. Though, at this point, I'm starting to wonder if we'll have to kill a few gods on our way.
Perhaps.
As you
Don't fuck with our Celine, damn it!
as you sit here and calmly discuss deicide.
Hmm.
I think that's what it is, right? Killing a god, deicide.
That
I think
sounds
that
right.
works.
It fits.
I might have created a new word. I don't know.
Hey,
But
Rattlegas stepped up, so
fun point of fact, Rattlegast, and just for everyone at home,
So
Gar,
I
Matt, is the answer to
I
your
just looked
question.
it up. It actually is a thing. It is deicide.
Yes!
It is an actual word.
But, so, hey, new word today. Word of the day, deicide, the more you know. No. So, for those of you at home who kind of wonder a lot of what the RP story elements have been going on behind the scenes here, the way I like to do multiclassing is you unlock it through character development and character story. This is my personal rule. This is my second most important rule of the table, which is all multiclassing must have an in-character story developed reason to come about. So, for those of you who've played Dragon Age Origins, it's very much like unlocking the different classes and subclasses in that game. And Rattlegast, you can now, at any point when you level, take a level in the Celestial Warlock class and subclass, should you so choose. Your Celestial patron being the stars.
cool. Even without the charisma, that's actually cool.
I like to play it that way. Of course,
I think that's a good idea.
it's how I like to do multi-classing. Now, of course, if he wants to dump the charisma, take an ASI to get the charisma first, that's fine with me. But, I find story matters more than stats. That's just how I run the game. That's how I've always liked to try and run the game. So, I mean, most of my players can attest to this.
Immersion over rules.
But anyway, so you guys are traveling throughout the day. You're all going to have a short rest, so any abilities or anything you've used throughout the previous night get reset. You guys have had your long rest, so you're at full HP, full hit dice, everything. And so for the most part, you're pretty good. The day, I'm going to have two of you roll me something. Mason, roll me a d20, and Matt, roll me d20.
So we have a 1 and a 10.
So the weather is absolute dog shit. It is pouring rain and slurry, and it is fucking awful. It's like the gods are trying to tell you something. The gods weep with you.
The weather matches the mood.
It does. It does a lot. And it is hard to... Thankfully, your cart specifically, Serial, because you have a forge in the back of it, your cart is like you see steam hitting for a long time. So long as you keep your forge going, the steam will continue.
It's cold as balls. I'm gonna keep it going.
Wolfenite, you're actually kind of worried that a lot of your plants won't survive, but then again, you're magic and druidcraft, so it's like,
Make it work, but I'm gonna have to use a spell slot if they do take a lot of damage.
Yeah, but thankfully, you're able to, for the most part, it's just normal weather. And so they're not going to harm magic plants too much. At least magically grown plants too much. But you guys have an uneventful trip. And then you guys actually, it's about mid-afternoon, about 3, 4 o'clock. And you guys actually see it. The roadhouse. The destination. It is a dump. There's no real ways about this. It is a roadhouse in the middle of goddamn nowhere that you guys you can see that there's stables. It's like a barracks-like structure. It's not great, but hey, it's where you guys are headed. And so, you do notice, however, that as you get close, Ardred actually, comes up and points to you guys. Your wagons aren't on the list, so they'll have to be left out of the side of the walls, but your horses can be in the stables.
Wagons not on the list?
Why aren't they on the list?
Because they're not company wagons.
That's fine by me.
I'll stay out with the wagons and keep them under guard.
Oh, there's guards, and they'll be watched. It's just we don't have any room for them in the actual carriage corral.
Are they city guards?
No, they're they're private guards hired by Lord Neverember.
Okay, they're not a part of our caravan then.
No. In fact, the guards actually, a lot of the guards and some of the other workers did come from Leylon and took the hard way to get here. Mostly it's just the guards that take that way because they can handle it. But whatever. It's not my pig, not my farm. Anyway, that's just kind of how it has to be. Sorry about it, but I did say in advance that your carts were not our responsibility.
That's fine. I can deal. I can work around that.
Good to know.
It's understandable at the very least.
But go
I
ahead
think
and...
it's bullshit.
Oh, that's okay. Don't worry, I got us covered.
Maybe laugh a little harder than it should have.
Just, it's okay. That's fine.
Just battle gas saying that was kind of funny.
Yeah. Yes.
How wide are both carts if you put them side by side?
It'd be about like 3.5 squares, 4, roughly.
It's around 2020.
Around that.
Okay, perfect. We're gonna put them right side by side. Are there any bushes outside?
Yeah, there's
Any
bush,
plants?
there's a little bit of foliage, some trees, a couple bushes. Nothing like
Okay.
great, but there is foliage.
Oh, don't worry. That it just has to be something.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put them there. I'm gonna waste 2 spell slots.
Oh,
I'm putting spike growth on both of the carts,
okay.
which is a 20-foot area anyways. So it's just one will work,
Okay.
and it doesn't go away.
It concentrates up for 10 minutes, so the ground will still be rough and spiky, but it won't do damage after 10 minutes.
It'll discourage people.
Yeah, fair point.
So there's one, and then I'm going to take my time and I'm just gonna use the action. I'm not using this for this. I'm sorry. Plank growth all around it, so that way any bushes will help conceal, and I'll just have to cut it away later, which is easy enough.
Fair enough. All right, so you
I'm
spend.
gonna make sure to put out the forge before he does any of this.
You shouldn't have. Why is your forge on unattended?
It's been
cold.
It's been raining. We've been traveling in my
old
car. It's
man.
been keeping us warm.
That is true.
Okay, fine. It's still growing around you. You got a little bit.
Yeah.
I understand the lack of perception of youth because your body keeps you warm. Mine doesn't generate any heat.
Okay, Grandpa. That's okay.
So,
I could be your grandpa.
I don't doubt it.
yeah, you do. You're a full elf. Yeah, you do.
Actually,
Shh, he doesn't need to know these things.
He knows
Just
these
runs
things.
with
He's
that.
still being that way.
curious question.
You know what?
Yeah.
People feel the weight of age differently.
Is there any like farms or anything nearby?
It's
Nothing.
all bog.
It's all bog.
Yeah, they're trying to build this road through the mire.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna make their life really hard.
Yep.
To get off.
Yep.
To this. Because before I go to bed, I'm gonna use another plant growth. But I'm gonna waste 8 hours of it.
Dick.
Because it's a half-mile radius of land enrichment.
Fair enough.
Maybe something will grow instead of just, clod grass.
It's crabgrass, and his name is Henry, and he is delightful.
No. Good old crabgrass grows randomly in the mire.
Don't look at me like that, David. If you had finished Critical Role like you were supposed to, you'd get the reference.
I probably would.
You're at least going to keep up with Campaign 3 with me.
Maybe.
Don't you maybe me. But anyway. And so, you notice that the wagons are starting to be unloaded, one or two at a time. Do you guys go in and help or go in and watch at the very least?
Yeah, I'll go in.
All right. And so, let me go ahead and pull you guys over to a map. I think that'd be a tad appropriate.
Time for a map, a map, a map, a map, a map, a map, a map.
Let's see. Wolfenite.
What are we seeing?
J. Oh. J is super size. Super size me. Crunchitize me, Captain. What do you think? I think you look like Captain Crunch. What? No, I don't. Do. You're not. You're making me hungry. Don't mind me. I have these moments. Just because I know the song and you don't. But anyway, that's about what you're seeing. You can all see fine, I take it?
Yes.
Alright. So that's about what you're seeing. And the...
Oh my god, saloon!
It's just so Callie can see. Calm down.
Just kidding.
And so... you actually watch as Ardred approaches another man. This is a burly half-orc looking gentleman. I need everyone to roll a perception check. Except you, Celine.
Are you shitting me? Okay.
Wolfenite, you're busy, you just got done casting your plants, and you're, walking backwards, making sure, they look good, alright.
Don't see a cart there at all.
Exactly.
Literally.
Exactly. However, as you guys arrive, the compound, just for a quick little history lesson that you should all know, but to remind our audience, the convoy's destination is the Karnath Roadhouse, a compound that served as a hostelry on the trade road between Waterdeep and Neverwinter in the days when trade flourished, and fell into disuse when the trade stopped, but now that the road is being rebuilt, the roadhouse has been repaired and put to use as a supply depot and wagon park. This part of, the compound is crowded with food, lumber, and a myriad of other supplies in crates and barrels. And you guys are watching as materials that cannot be left out and exposed to the cold, wet weather, or some that may seem especially valuable, are being directed to be unloaded in this chamber over here. Off to your right. Stage right. And so it's very easy to see that there's a lot of material going in here. Not all of it, but a fair bit of it. And you notice that Ardred approaches a burly half-orc, and he just kind of claps him on the shoulder. Bog! Good to see ya! Serial, you're the only one to notice. On Bog's hip, there's something that is on your hip, even. It is a very, very intricate-looking scabbard with jewels on it, with a interesting, beautiful leather. You remember seeing several scabbards like this. In fact, you remember where you got your own that matches, or at least is very similar. You remember in the dragon hatchery, most of the members of the dragon cult there had a scabbard just like this one. And they kind of used it as a mark, which is one of the reasons why you took the one you have. And they kind of used it as a mark to kind of signal, who's a friend and who's not, without being overly garish with it. You see a short sword strapped to Bog's hip that is very close to the one you have, and gives him away immediately for who and what he is. But Bog claps Ardred. Good to see ya. Good to see the road didn't keep too many of you, though I thought there were 24 of you. We got ambushed by what I can only assume was an entire village of bullywugs and their giant toads. It was, not pleasant, but thanks to some of our, conscripts, and he kind of, gestures over to you guys and the other caravan guards, we managed to get here okay, and, that's what matters. And again, the cultists, as well as everyone, is kind of unloading the more perishable, important supplies into this room as this conversation is being, had. And Bog nodded. Well, the new guard shift got here, though they brought some weirdo with them. I don't quite know who it is or where they come from. They're somewhere around here. But, do be careful. That one seems to like to start trouble. Thankfully, they're actually quite useful. They've already helped defend against some unsavory swamp critters. Oh, well, good news for that, I guess.
As the journey goes on and on, there seems to be more and more unsavory types.
Thankfully, no one's heard you. But it doesn't take long before, as you guys are there, kind of keeping out of the way, you see that every wagon is unloaded in here. The most of the tools and stuff. Most of the tools and everything are set kind of where these other crates and barrels are. A lot of the food and other more valuable stuff definitely goes in here. You're pretty sure blasting powder is going in here, or, well, the equivalent thereof. But you also notice that a lot of the Cult of the Dragons boxes are going in here. In fact, all of them. Not a single box that the Cult of the Dragon brought, doesn't go in here. Serial, your thoughts? As you guys kind of keep watching and see that all this stuff is being loaded. Do any of you do anything else?
I'll be nudging Rattlegast and quietly saying, don't trust Bog. And it seems almost as if we're going to war, not to build.
Well, if he's of this town and we can't trust him, then I suspect our carts will be in danger this evening.
You see the scabbard on his hip. Keep an eye out for others of the type.
Is it some kind of mark?
It's how they know friend from foe without being too obvious. It's where I've got the one I keep on mine.
Good to know.
Wolfenite.
Yeah, I had a couple questions.
Yeah, go ahead.
The room that they're putting in, was it a locked room?
So the door is open and the door is unlatched, and you guys can actually walk into that room. No one's stopping you yet, or you haven't tried, so no one's tried to stop you.
Okay. Continue with what you were gonna say. I just had one more.
I couldn't hear that last part.
Oh, just continue. I'm just gonna see if I can do something afterwards.
Okay, sure. So the last of the carts is brought in and unloaded into that room. And then you see a woman. She is youngish, maybe early 30s, maybe. She is human, and she walks straight up to you in a rage.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Okay.
And as she does, she pokes you in the chest as hard as she can. And you fight me
Yes?
right now. I know you
Wait,
killed
what?
him.
I'm sorry, what?
You
Who?
killed my friend, and I want your head.
What?
And she just keeps poking you and screaming. Everyone kind of like looks and sees, but no one is moved to do anything.
I was gonna say, who are you?
You know, as this
Who are you
person
talking
is
about?
as this person is jabbing my friend in the chest, I am slowly reaching up for my greatsword.
She is one of the dragon cultists, and in fact, you recognize her because she's been giving your party death glares all the ride here.
Okay.
And she pokes you in the chest. Fight me, coward, or forever be known as the craven killer you are.
What?
What
Why-
friend
why
are you
would I
talking
fight
about? We
you?
haven't killed anyone.
She's ignoring everybody but you, Wolfenite, and she's like, you will fight me, or the gods will know you for a murderer and a craven.
Can't say I'm not a murderer. But I've never murdered anyone who wasn't already attacking me first.
I would
I've
love
only
to play
ever
hero
acted in
for you, but I
self-defense.
can't.
Except for the one time I assaulted that one hunter in front of a bar. He really deserved it, actually.
Are you saying all this in character?
Yes, all of that is said in character.
That's in character. Everything I've said so far is in character.
She draws her sword. Fight me! And at that, I need you and her to roll initiative, because she is
I'd
not
be drawing
backing
my
down.
sword as well with her
I'm just
doing
gonna
that.
point my finger at you. Don't you fucking dare get involved with this.
Oh, I love that the druid wants to like take it on. I'm
up for
yeah,
it.
I step back.
You really don't. But the thing is, though, I'm not getting you involved in this. Initiative, right? Yeah, sorry.
Yes, please click your character token and then click initiative.
Okay.
Oh, good. I go first. I won't go first.
I mean,
Because that means she has to strike me first. I will not strike her first.
all right.
I'll just play defensive until then.
Okay, so are you taking?
Action, I guess.
Am I hearing you taking the dodge action so that her attack is a disadvantage?
Yeah, I'm just gonna be dodging. I'm not gonna be fighting her unless she actually tries to hit me first.
Fair enough. Let me also, let me get another soundtrack going because I really like this.
This is just funny.
This is great. I love it.
Now I'm just picturing Serial sitting here with a greatsword on his back, like half drawn, his guts skulled, and he's just like,
Okay. Alright. Druid wants to solve his own problems.
I love it. I love that we have a fighty druid. Because
So
keep in mind. Oh yeah, go ahead.
you take the dodge action for your first action. Do you do anything as a bonus action?
No, I do not.
Everyone kind of gives you way, and everyone just kind of steps back.
Big old semi-half circle around.
Pretty much. And she goes in and she swings at you with her short sword. 12 does not hit you.
No.
And she swings again. And a 14 does not hit you.
No.
So she's swinging at you, and you can tell that her strikes are filled with rage, so she's a little clumsy, but she is trying to kill you.
Okay.
At the top of the round, Rattlegast and Cereal, you notice that the rest of the dragon cultists are watching, but none of them are engaging. In fact, they're all watching you guys. You also notice that Ardrid, Bog, and the rest of the guys, the rest of the Teamsters, just kind of are like watching and like think this is some like internal beef between the two of them, so they don't want to get involved. And plus, now that you're here, Ardrid's kind of like, whatever.
Rattlegast is just going to start death glaring one of the cultists.
Alright, Wolfenite, it's your turn. She is clearly out to kill you.
What weapon is she using?
A short sword.
A short sword? Just a short sword?
Yep.
Any armor? Well, just robes.
She has splint mail.
Okay.
So she's wearing metal armor.
As this is going on, Cyril's actually going to take the greatsword off of his back, scabbard and all, and then grab a piece of leather and start like wrapping it, making it very clear he will fight if he needs to, but he's not going to use lethal means.
Fair enough.
Fuck. I'm trying to think of an improvised weapon. What's around me? I don't have time to draw anything. What's around me? I'm not searching through my bag.
Well, I think you have a sickle on your person.
I have a scimitar on me, but I don't want to use that.
The
Like
nearest
a board or
nearest
anything.
thing is you could find a shovel over here.
Okay, I'll grab a shovel.
All right, you'd have to move away from her, and she'd get an attack of opportunity on you.
That's fine.
Okay. All right, so you walk over, and right about there, you can grab a shovel.
Yeah.
And she is going to take a free swing at you. 14 is not going to hit you.
Okay, good. Just
I'm
do I
just
look up
shit rolls
clubs and
today.
just use that stat?
No. So let me actually pull this up, because a shovel is an improvised weapon with which you don't have proficiency. I would say you can deal at most a D4.
Right.
It's a shovel, not a club.
This is a hold off weapon. It's not meant to like kill someone. This is defensive.
Yeah, I get you.
I'm just waiting for guards to come at this point.
As you can see, no one's getting involved. They're just gonna let you two have at this. Because
what am I going to use it as a?
so it's a strength check.
Okay.
So you miss as you swing with the shovel, and she just ducks under it. Bonus action?
Bonus action. I will summon my bird, but I'm going to keep him over by the water.
Can you summon that as a bonus action?
Oh no, that's right. It's a full action. I meant as a bonus. Right. Sorry.
No worries.
No. I don't have any bonus action economy now.
Okay. And so now it is her turn. And she is going to swing at you again with her short sword. A 17 is going to hit you, and you take 4 points of piercing damage as she stabs into your leg.
Okay. Oh, that's right. I don't get 10 pinpoints anymore. Let me get rid of it. Okay.
No. She's then going to stab at you again. That's going to be a 13, so that attack misses.
Yes, okay.
But it is very clear no one is interfering. They're going to let this happen. And in fact, you actually watch as most of them, in fact, most of the Dragon Cultists and most of the Teamsters are all cheering and actually seem to enjoy this because they don't have entertainment. So this is as close as they're getting.
God, never have I ever wanted to just have hold person prepared. I had the option, but no, I chose spike growth. Clever me.
I mean, you didn't expect a one-on-one melee with a psycho lady.
It's like anything. Sorry. Oh, it's my turn now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are there any rocks on the ground? I expect this place to have some few pebbles
Yeah,
or rocks.
there's pebbles and rocks around that you can easily grab hold of.
Okay. I'm gonna pick up some stones, and I'm gonna throw a magic stone there.
Okay,
Oh,
so let's see. Let me just make sure. So it is a bonus action casted 1 to 3 by throwing it, hurling it. So it did roll. So that is a roll to hit. It does not hit because she has an armor class that is higher than 10.
Yeah.
So did you shotgun them or just throw like one?
I shotgunned them.
Okay, so
I was
yeah,
to pick up more.
fair enough. All right.
And I'm gonna back up, even if that means she has to attack me again. That's okay.
Alrighty. And she is going to.
Yep.
That's a 22 to hit. You take 4 more points of piercing damage.
Okay.
Could I take a step closer to run interference, and if it comes to it?
As you take a step closer, you actually see Bog, who has kind of worked his way around, kind of just holds up his arm. This fight's between them. No one interferes.
So you're okay with an unarmed man being attacked first?
He actually points to Wolfenite's side where his scimitar is. He's not unarmed as far as I'm concerned.
Wolfenite, you better kick her ass! And at that, Cyril's gonna look at Bog and say, I've got 2 gold on him.
Oh my fucking god.
I've got 3 on her. And with that, it's now her turn. And she's just roaring in her frustration because you're not really fighting her. That's a 13. That is a 19, though, as she deals 7 more points of piercing damage.
19? Okay. 4 more?
7 more.
Oh, 7 more points of damage?
Yep. 4 is her lowest damage.
Oh, okay then.
Your turn.
What would throwing an object be? Would that be a bonus or an action?
Depends on what object.
I still have the shovel in one of my hands.
You just kind of want to toss the shovel at her?
Yeah, pretty much. I'm just tossing it at her so I can draw something else.
I'll let that be a bonus action, sure. Eh.
Okay. I'm gonna take out my scimitar.
Alrighty.
Because now I've started to like hit around half, or closer to half. So I'm just like, nope. Okay.
Fair enough. And so you just want to use your scimitar on her?
Non-lethal, so I'm going to be slapping her with the very flat side of the blade. If she gets a little cut, that's fine, but I'm just going to slap her in the face with it.
Okay. Fair enough.
15?
15, nope. It bounces right off her armor.
Damn, okay. Oh well.
Alright, she is going to swing at you.
Yep.
That's a 23 for 8. Because 23 is going to hit you. But 14 does not hit you.
Okay.
Alright, Wolfenite, you're up. Her metal armor is presenting a problem for you. Thankfully, you have a spell to deal with that.
I do, but it's not prepared.
You didn't tell me what spells you prepared today. Are you telling me you didn't prepare heat metal?
Did not. I have Flaming Sphere and Poison Volley and Scorching Ray and Spike Growth.
Alright, well. Kind of depends on you here, but she's going to try and kill you, so it's kind of where you're at, my guy.
No, it's screwed. I can do this. Can I control the range of a spell if I don't want it to become a huge AoE?
What
Just
spell?
make it smaller or no? I have the Spike Growth. That one is prepared. If not, I have another one I could do.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no, because that's a feature that specific wizards get.
Okay. I know she's gonna attack me for doing this, but I gotta get ranged.
Okay.
So I'm gonna duck to the side of her
Okay.
and then try to get out of her range.
All right. She is going to take a
And
swing
then-
at you.
Yep, let's see.
Miss you
Please,
with a 13.
Okay. I'm gonna go by the well,
Okay.
and I'm gonna cast Scorching Ray.
Roll 3 Scorching Rays.
Yep, at 3rd level.
Oh.
yikes.
Nice. And so...
One additional ray, so it's another 2d6.
yeah. Scorching Ray... Yeah, so it's another beam. So, go
I
ahead.
rolled a 1, so that doesn't matter.
So, roll 3 more times.
Oh, I have to roll each time?
Yeah,
Okay.
because you're actually sending 4 beams of scorching energy at her.
Kind of like when I do Eldritch Blast and I have to roll 2.
So the 24 will definitely hit her. She's taking 6. She's taking 9. She's taking 6 fire damage from that. The
Okay, that was 1.
14
Three
misses.
more.
No, that's all 3.
That's all 3?
Yep. So the 24
Okay.
and the 23 hit. The nat 1. Go ahead and roll me a d100.
Okay.
Oh no.
18.
It smashes into a crate and scorches it a bit, but thankfully because it's wet, it doesn't catch fire.
Thankfully, it rained today. Thank God.
And so bonus action.
Is there a bucket in this well? Or on the top of the well?
There is.
Is the water really high up?
Yeah.
The bucket's already full of water.
No.
Okay, I'm gonna dip the bucket into some water and hold it with my other hand. I'll use it next turn.
Okay. I'll allow that for a bonus action. Just dip a bucket in the well.
Yeah. Throwing it, I think, would be a step too far. Because
I would
I
agree
have
with
to
you.
prep it. Okay, and that's it for my turn.
Alright, so she's gonna again just close the distance now. And is gonna
Yep.
swing at you. That's a 10. That's a 13. Damn, my rolls are garbage today.
Thank fucking God they are.
Actually.
Good for us, bad for her.
Wolfenite, you're up.
I'm gonna throw the bucket of water at her.
Okay.
Try to hit her in the head with it.
Okay.
Just hoping to distract her by throwing a bucket straight at her face.
Go ahead and roll a strength check for me.
And I'm gonna try to move away again while after throwing the bucket on.
Roll a strength check for me. 17.
17.
So you hit her with the bucket of water. I'm gonna say a full bucket of water. So, okay, here's the thing. I'll allow you a choice here.
Yeah.
You either hit her with the full bucket of water and do some damage, or you can try to aim the bucket to land on her head so she can't take an attack of opportunity at you and has to remove it before she can keep going after you.
Something better, and I know this is probably gonna fail, but I'm gonna try anyways. I'm gonna make it so the bucket goes on her head. And then for my full action, I'm gonna try to push her into the well.
Shove back.
I'll have to roll another strength for that, I believe.
I'll
But-
allow it. I'll allow it. Okay, this is cool. So, go ahead and roll an athletics or strength check, your choice, and she's gonna roll.
They have no bonuses to either. I just gotta fucking pray. I have to pray that I get higher than... Come on.
So, I will say that because you threw the bucket at her, you get a +1 because that's all I could justify giving a bucket.
That's fine.
However, she rolled a 10. So in the well she goes. Woof! You can now back away without her being able to attack you.
Oh, goody. Let me... I'm gonna jump... I'm gonna run up onto this cart, because I'm assuming it's leaned over,
Yeah,
and I'm just gonna be on it.
alright. So... what do I wanna
And
do?
I'm balancing in between. If I need to roll acrobatics on that, I will, but I want to be balancing on it.
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay.
Thankfully these carts are 4-wheeled carts. And so they're actually pretty stable. What do I make this? I'm gonna make it half her movement to get out of the well, and then difficult terrain because she's now sogging wet. That's about fair, I think.
If she didn't move out of there, it was just gonna put a flaming spear at the entrance of the well.
Yeah, so she gets about there and she's just like, you bastard! And she's going to use her action to dash and get at the base of the other cart. Not able to swing at you, but, she is trying to get at you.
Is she standing at the edge of the cart?
Yeah, she's standing
Or on
on the
it?
ground. She's standing on the ground at the other side of the cart.
Is she really close? Like, is she standing over it but not on it?
Kind of.
Okay. And she's on the far end where
Yeah.
she's on the opposite end of my seesaw, correct?
So, I know what you're thinking. The cart is completely flat because it's got 4 wheels. And so it's a level.
God. I was gonna smash her face in from the job below by jumping on the cart.
I know exactly what you were thinking, but no.
Okay, darn. Well, regardless, I still have a little bit of distance height-wise away from her, hopefully. I'm gonna cast... You know what, actually? You know what? No one's back here, right?
Not
no one's
really.
in this area around us?
Not really. Everybody's kind of backed up to give you guys more room.
Okay, I think this is the... Oh, that's perfect. Okay, so from... Here, one sec. This point, I'm going to poison volley it.
And what does that do for our guests, for our viewers at home?
Poison volley is... One sec, yeah. Let me click it as well.
Yep.
And so I'm going to shoot back the imaginary bowstring and fire tons of glowing green arrows. And I'm going to have it hit her, and it's still going to have a huge area that's going to miss because I'm spraying a ton of shots. But that way I won't hit any bystanders in the back.
Okay. And she needs to make a Constitution save.
Yes.
Which she fails with a 14.
Oh, great. Okay, good.
She is poisoned and has disadvantage.
16 damage and poison.
Nice. And, she looks a little rough now, and she's coughing and definitely seems to be, worse for wear. But still has murder in her eyes. Alright. She climbs up onto the cart, which is going to take half her movement. And now she's in range with you, so now she's going to swing.
Yep.
So that's a 15 with a disadvantage.
It hits.
You take 5 points of piercing damage. And that one's a 4. It's fucking Jesus.
So I missed. Okay.
Oh, no, wait. Sorry. It's a 9. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Big difference.
God, we both look terrible.
Wolfenite, you're up again.
I still have my scimitar, so I'm gonna slap her on the face with it.
Bop!
Because it's not armored, thank God, so I'm just gonna try to hit her in the face with the flat end of the scimitar. Are you shitting? Never mind. They disregard any action.
So, do you want to move?
Not sure if that's even a good idea to move at this point.
Well, she's sogging wet, and she has a hard time getting up and down this, off of this wagon.
True. Curious question.
Curious answer.
What's the stairwell like? Can I just, if I can I run to that?
Yeah, you can run to the stairs here.
Okay. I'm gonna get down.
She is going to take a swing at you. That's a 10. You don't need to. It's not that high a jump.
Okay. And I'm gonna go run up the stairs as far as my movement can and head up to the next floor.
Alright, so as you run up the stairs, you're up. So technically you're on the next floor, so technically you're like over here.
That one or this one?
And she's like over here.
Oh, okay, got it. I see
Yeah.
the outline.
Yeah, she's
I
actually
guess
like
we-
over here.
I imagine the rest of us running up to continue watching the fight.
And so you guys would run up and be on these stairs here. And it's actually at this point that you see someone very odd looking. Callie, go ahead and put your character token like right here.
Alright, give me just a sec.
Oh no.
Hmm.
Why do I feel like we're about to see the antithesis of Celine?
Pretty much. I'm still gonna try to play them as a heart, though.
Just a different kind of heart.
Yeah, just a different kind. We're reflavoring the heart.
Hmm.
The heart now comes in grape. Before it was rainbow bubblegum.
Alright, and then I need to put my token on there.
Yep, just like right here.
Let me see if it'll even let me do that.
If not, I can
Here, I'm
drag it
just-
out there.
Let's see. Did it work? I can't even see if my token's on there.
I'm gonna say
I don't see
no,
it.
it didn't then.
Yeah, I don't
I'm-
see it anyway.
Yeah, that's fine. I also probably have to add vision and everything. So give me a
Yeah.
second. You have dark vision,
Oh,
yeah?
wait, I see it. I see it. Actually, my token showed up. And yes, I have dark vision.
60
The
feet.
classic D&D. Yep. So where am I located at?
Right where I put you.
Oh, okay, cool. I
On
see
the
it.
second floor.
Let me zoom out a little bit. That'll help me see the room. All right.
And so that is kind of, you see this Earth Genasi come running up the stairs, bleeding from several cuts to his body, and you see some human woman like cursing after him, "Coward!" She is gonna drop down. She does have to roll acrobatics here, or athletics, her choice.
She's got squeaky boots.
Boom, and she fails, so she's going to spend half her movement picking herself up. And she gets about there, as she just... You watch as she, again, is just going to take her action to dash and try to close the distance to you.
Okay.
And she can only make it to the base of the stairs. Wolfenite, you're up.
Oh, I was hoping she'd get to the top because I was going to try to push her down the stairs.
Probably.
Is there a banister right here that has railing that I could see through? Like, would I be able to see her from
Yes.
up top? Okay, good. Gonna move this way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to move any further away. Actually, yeah, I'll spend the whole movement. 5, 10, 15, 5, 30, 30. So, go right there. I'll stay right up here. I'm going to keep my eye back. I'm going to prep an action for when she comes up. I'm going to cast... I'm going to cast Starburst on her when she comes up the stairs.
Okay, so you're going to wait for her to come up the stairs and you're going to cast Starburst when she does?
Yes. And I'll just
Alrighty.
write that down in the chat.
Alright, fair enough. Alrighty. And so she does get up the stairs on her turn. And so at the top of the stairs, she's going to make a charisma save, fail it with a 11. Go ahead and roll your damage.
For the Starburst?
Yeah, go ahead and click.
Okay.
Wow, 16.
16
Not bad.
radiant. Wow, I rolled 2 8s. That's the max I
My
could get.
gosh. That's awesome.
And she just
Usually it's up.
she just cries out as she's fucking, hit with the starburst and just ah!
Radiant light blowing up near her.
Pretty much. But she is still gonna try to move using her bonus action to or her action to dash again. And she gets about there. Wolfenite, you're up.
How's she looking?
Oh, she's rough. Almost as rough as you.
Oh
But she's still
God.
coming.
Okay. See, one sec. Bag. Gotta check my bag. No, I thought I had it. Oh wait, I do. I do have this. I'm gonna throw a vial of oil on the floor beneath her.
Okay.
Just make a strength throw, I guess. Just to throw it.
Dexterity.
Okay.
Hold on, I gotta check what music you picked, but I didn't think you picked the Benny Hill theme.
So you landed on the square right in front of her.
Oh, that's fine. That works for me.
All right.
I'm gonna move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 back.
Okay. You watch as she gives up with trying to chase you as she just throws down her short sword. Bitch! And she grabs a heavy crossbow off her back and fires. That's a 6.
Right.
So
Yeah,
thunk,
still disadvantage.
thunk into the floor right next to you. Motherfuck! And that's all she can do. Your turn, Wolfenite. She has range now.
As I see that one,
Down though, right?
Yeah, as you see that one, Serial?
yeah, as I see her take the shot at him, Cyril's gonna yell out, "Your hip's about as weak as your swing!"
And Wolfenite, what were you saying?
One sec. I'm gonna run right there.
Okay.
Charge right up. Full movement. I'm gonna slap her with the scimitar and try one more time to just hit her in the face with it.
Go ahead and roll.
Flat end. 15?
Nope.
Damn it. Well, I mean, she has a crossbow out and sword's impaled into the ground, so.
Fair enough. But
What's she gonna do? Dagger me to death?
Well, what she's actually gonna do is she's gonna drop the heavy crossbow and pull a second short sword.
Wait, a second short sword?
Yes, she has multiple weapons, same as Serial and Rattlegast and Gar.
That's a weird. You guys carry like armories on you. What the fuck?
It's kind of part of being martial classes.
I mean, I have a great sword on my back with a long sword and a short sword on the side, with daggers somewhere.
I got my fist. It's the only weapon anybody ever needs.
God, you guys are like Escape from Tarkov players who just have guns in their backpacks for days.
So
Their
she,
legs are
she
breaking at
does
this point.
hit you with a 19 and deals 6 points of damage to you.
Oh, fuck.
You're up, Wolfenite. What are you doing?
An act of desperation. And also there's oil next to her, so I guess this kind of works. I'll pay for damages later. I'm
Summoning
over it
your
at
bird?
this point. Yeah, I'm summoning up my bird.
Okay, when he appears, I believe he does damage. Is that not correct?
Yes, he does.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Summon Wildfire Spirit.
Yep. So summoning Wildfire Spirit, it appears in an area. So where do you want him to appear?
Right on the fire.
Right on the oil? Okay. So, let's see. She needs to make a dex save. Thankfully, she has disadvantage. But she rolled a 19, so it doesn't really matter. But I'm assuming you're using fiery teleportation?
Yeah, I am. Yes.
So, Callie, you watch as this Earth Genasi summons a little firebird over a pool of oil, which ignites and starts burning. And then he grabs onto it, and it just bursts into flames, disappearing and then reappearing behind you.
And it doesn't deal damage upon the reappear, right?
No, it's upon the teleport.
Yeah, so it deals 1d6 plus 3 fire damage to her.
Yeah.
There's a like
make the
stunned
next saving throw
expression
again.
on this fox woman as you hear.
And
Oh,
she failed, so go ahead and
wonderful,
roll your d6.
wonderful.
3 plus 3, so 6 damage, fire damage. Did she pass the first one when it appeared?
Yeah, she passed that one.
Okay, just making sure.
And she is looking really injured. And now she screams in anger as she drops her short sword and goes down to pick up her crossbow, using up her whole freaking bonus action to do this. And she's still gonna try and shoot you.
Okay.
But a 13 will not hit. Funk!
Has she been getting poison damage as well?
So she doesn't take poison damage, she just has disadvantage on everything she does.
Oh, okay, just making sure.
Yeah, attack and damage rolls.
Yep. And so,
God,
Wolfenite, you're up.
Rolls, sorry.
I'm trying really hard not to kill someone here, but I don't think I have a fucking choice anymore. I really don't, so I'm just gonna shout Starburst and fire off another Starburst again.
Alright. She fails, and as she takes 9, you watch as your star bursts, and she screams, "Ah!" And she falls down the stairs. Over the railing, down the stairs. And you all watch as her body hits the bottom, and her neck is not supposed to bend like that. Her arms are not supposed to bend like that. Her entire face is burned as if she's been staring at the sun for hours. She is well and truly dead.
Jesus.
I would like to initiate a grapple check
For...
against Wolfenite.
Okay.
Okay. Go
You're
ahead.
gonna say why.
Go ahead and roll athletics. Wolfenite, it's athletics or acrobatics for you.
I have a quick question. Does this look like anger, or is this how is this this?
Her face looks exactly like the picture, but you can't tell what that means.
Okay. In that case, I will resist.
Go ahead. I'm gonna roll athletics.
Athletics or
I gotta roll
acrobatics?
athletics,
Your
right?
choice. Your choice between athletics or
Okay.
acrobatics.
They're the same. 7. I failed.
Yep. So,
Yes. She can't see.
yep. So what happens?
So,
I'm too tired to fight right now.
and you hear this. Oh, I must tell Cousin Kimiko about you. You can do the fire and the magic. And there's that snarl on her features. You can do. And she goes to pet the bird with her free hand, and you could hear, you could see fur starting to singe.
That
You can
is
see
true.
it, but she's just excitedly petting the bird nonetheless.
Pet it away from the main flame. That's the best advice I can give you on that.
Pet away from the flame. Yes, yes. And as she's going to correct her petting, she's shaking you at the same time, so her hands are moving in the same direction.
Where are we going now at this point?
You're just being shaken back and forth, pretty much.
Oh, okay. I thought you were just walking me somewhere.
So you teach you, and she starts trying to sit you down. You teach how to shoot stars and fire. And she gets out and she sits down next to you, right? And she's pushing you basically down, regardless of the fight that's happened, regardless of everything else. And she's getting out various writing utensils. And she just keeps motioning to it.
We can deal with that after. I think we need to
She
put
does-
out the blazing fire in the hallway right now.
Let the place burn. They don't charge enough. I mean, they charge too much. And she just says, pointing back at the paper.
That's my concern.
And so, one thing you do notice is that a couple of the Teamsters have come out and are dousing the fire with mud and sand and
It's smart. Got it.
they're trying very hard because they all watched you throw oil. And it's not like oil fires are unheard of, especially here because you notice there's a lot of hanging lanterns.
Yeah.
and just raw torches. And you all watch as the dragon cultists all just kind of look at you guys. And Ardrid just kind of sighs. This is the kind of stuff I've been dealing with on the road all the way here. And Bog just kind of laughs. That was the most impressive fight I've seen all month. And he hands you 3 gold pieces, Cereal, as he's talking. And then just, all right, enough fighting, enough lollygagging. We've got work to do. You're here to work, not fight. Bunch of ingrates. Yeah, all of the dragon cultists are not happy about it. Not a one of them. But none of them argue. Even their boss doesn't argue. And Rattlegast, you and Cereal both look up as you see this fox-like woman just hugging on to Wolfenite and pointing excitedly and like trying to pet the Firebird. Burning her paws a little bit in the process, but is petting him.
How much damage has she taken so far?
Not much.
If you want me to make a damage roll on that, I will.
At most, it's a point.
Okay.
I'll take
If
a
it
little
ever
damage.
becomes more than 3, I'm gonna use Cure Wounds.
Fair enough.
Yeah, let's let it all the way to 3. Let's do that.
All right. So at 3,
You're starting to smell like now it's gone from burning to that, but she's still vigorously pointing at the paper, like slamming her fist down on it. Now she's let go of you for a moment to slam her fist down and grabbed you again.
It's not that simple to teach magic. I'm definitely not qualified for that. Like, if I had a spell book, that'd be easier to explain, but that's not my sort of magic.
Ah, so magic, not shuriken, not throw.
What?
She doesn't understand the starburst spell, so.
No, magic.
Oh.
Like this, and I'm just gonna cast Cure Wounds on our burnt hand.
So you're a priest?
No question mark? Because I don't
you see
understand
her
the
make
cultural differences.
some sign as her tails flash out, and you hear, "Oh, great Katsune." You're like cousin Kimmy.
oh my god.
I know Kimiko, but not in character.
At this point, I'll be walking up behind Wolfenite to just slightly start tending to wounds.
So,
Thank
as you're
you.
doing that, she's excited about meeting somebody like her cousin Kimmy, and she gets something out and opens a small container. I forgot to confirm this, Brent, but I'm pretty sure you're going to be okay with this. Instead of the jewelry item, just I traded that out for something else.
Go
Right.
ahead.
Okay. And it's a box of sweets, which she offers one to Wolfenite as you're going up there. Cereal.
You know what? If I die from poison from a random box at this point, so be it. It's gonna take. Like, I don't think I don't have the mental strength right now, and with the confusion and the frustration of the current situation, just constantly having things thrown at me, I don't think I can smartly react and say, I should check for poison. No, I'm just gonna grab a candy. What color is it, and what is it flavored?
So I'm going to add that these are tiny, tiny little rice cakes that are in a very well-sealed container. Probably magic? Question mark. Whatever 10 GP gets me, Brant. For the item. Obviously not magic, but I'm just role-playing it.
You have about 20 pieces of candy for 10 gold.
Wait. Wonderful. These are for Kimmy, but you, she says, and she grabs you again and starts shaking you as poor Cereal's trying to help. You are just like him. You know where he is.
I just picture as she's shaking him, Serial accidentally like gets his hand caught on a wound and like pulls it slightly.
Ow!
Oh, what? What did you pull?
So you've been cut. So as you're being shaken and Serial's trying to bandage you, his fingers are like by a wound, and
you
it gets
hug it, you
tugged.
bastard.
And I don't mean to. She's the one shaking you.
You fucker.
Rattleghast is going to come up from behind and just kind of assess this new character, kind of
You're
trying
gonna
to
say
discern.
assassin with this character.
So I need to move one of my skills because I clicked the wrong button. But
Well, I'm trying to discern skills and intentions.
so, would
first
you
things-
like to roll against my deception?
I'd love
Yes.
to.
That's an insight.
Mhm.
Next, once that's done, Callie, please describe your character for all of the viewers at home.
I will. Okay, so I did not succeed on that.
So what's your intention here, Callie?
So the intention is very much friendliness. That much is obvious. However, the one thing you would pick up, Rattleghast, I think, particularly your character who knows how to put on a show, she is feigning stupidity. Feigning stupidity hard.
Hmm.
That's accurate.
As this giant woman, kind of a giant clad in armor, though only being about maybe 5'9" or whatever. She's not very big so much as the armor and the muscle that she had put on her upper body has turned her into kind of a brute. As these long, multiple tails are flickering around excitedly, as again they're excitedly trying to get Wolfenite to explain magic and tell them where their cousin Kimmy is, which does seem to be honest, but again, it's a feigned stupidity.
Hmm.
One massive, she has a massive sword strapped to her side that's dragging on the floor even when she's standing at full height. It's connected a little bit higher up, and it seems to have its sheath kind of shortened so that she can actually draw the whole thing. So the blade is actually rebuilt, or probably you can see the blade about a foot, and it seems that she's just very, very happy to meet this, Wolfenite.
I'm still very off-put by all these events.
You just got attacked and you're just getting shaken.
Yeah. Being throttled like a baby.
Out of love, I swear.
I mean, it happens. However,
And now we have shared a meal together. We are friends. She grabs Wolfenite again and puts her head up to his.
Just question: have you ever seen a character like this before?
Rattleghast, not at all. Serial, maybe he's heard of them. You're actually the only one who would know that shifters are a thing.
Okay.
Because they tend to be nomadic peoples at the best of times. And
Okay.
a lot of them tend to be wilderness creatures.
I'm just gonna let this person take the lead. Because I'm really close to them. I have no idea what's going on, and I'd rather not aggravate.
So, if I'm going to take the lead, I'm going to lift Wolfenite up while looking at Serial, and I mean lift, both hands.
Yep.
And you see her, push open a door that's apparently her room where she's staying, which is why she's, out there. And she motions for Serial at the same time while she sets Wolfenite on the bed, waving him over with the other hand.
I've been kidnapped. Help me.
I'll be making my way in, just occasional glances at the newcomer.
You! She says, pointing at
Do you follow
Cyril.
them, Rattleghast?
I'm watching from outside of like from the hallway.
Okay.
She's left the door open for now. She sets Cyril down, but she's not nearly as forward with him. She's just pointing at him mostly and pointing towards the bed. You, doctor. That's the word.
Just pointing at me?
No, at Cyril, because Cyril was
Okay.
trying to do medicine on you.
Oh, yeah.
More so, warrior. But this one is my friend.
Doctor, emergency. And she says, like, as if she understands the situation. I've got this figured out. She says, point, and she's tapping her head with one finger. Smart as a fox, Kimmy said.
Martin Sly, with plenty to give. Will you assist me in mending my friend's wounds?
Oh, I can hold him down, yes.
That works as help. That works.
I'm so concerned about it.
Oh no.
So, medicine with advantage?
Correct.
Let's see.
And yes, I'm eating popcorn because this is fantastic.
I wish I had thought.
Show.
Medicine with advantage. God damn!
So, as you're working,
I mean, you stop the bleeding.
I'll take it.
emergencies only. She says, nodding. Kimmy tissue. Kimmy does, like, needle like this. Wears women's clothing.
Oh, of all the days we could also actually use Jay. Where's that bird brain gone to?
He
You have
actually
a
like
bird's brain?
appears. He actually like appears along with Gar behind Rattleghast, and he's
So
like,
the words I want to say is Jay coming in. Oh, so you have bird brain? It's wonderful for wounds. Yes. Yes.
he kind of just look like you see Jay just kind of lean in. Excuse me.
Oh. Oh. I see, she says, tapping at her head again.
And Jay just kind of shakes his head as he just walks in and heads over. And he is actually, I believe he can actually heal you. Hand of Healing. You can spend a key point, touch a creature to restore a hit point equal to his martial art die plus his wisdom modifier. And then Healer. So he's going to do a couple of these things. For first things first. So you restored 10 health from the herbalism kit, Wolfenite. And then from his key point, his martial arts die is a what?
I think a 1d6 if he has 5 levels.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. And so he's going to roll a d6, and then it'll be a d6 plus wisdom. So a d6 plus 4. As he just kind of claps you in the head. So you get 8 points of healing as he just... Whee-yah! And once he's done with that, he just kind of finishes up and... Well, the rest is up to time and... Well, the workings of nature. I can't help much more here.
Oh, so you're not emergency.
Correct.
I see. She says, again, pointing at her helmeted head again. I see. So, bird brain. Bird brain good for healing? I get the joke! It's a joke, right? The mask?
He just like nods and then leaves.
Oh, the such strange customs, but so fantastic and she turns back to Wolfenite. So, teach magic, yes?
I don't think I have the abilities to teach you magic.
No, come on. I teach you swordsmanship. You teach me magic because your swordsmanship is fine.
And by
Look, I
fine,
know
you
it's
mean
shit,
piss
okay?
poor?
You could just be honest.
No, I just don't know the word to insult you.
Ghastly.
That's funny.
Ghastly. Got
Yes,
it.
ghastly.
You can just say he swings like a druid.
He swings like a druid. That means that doesn't translate in my culture. So your cousin Kimmy is wait.
Swings like a hermit, I guess.
Yes, like a druid.
Oh, so you are a you're a
To put it
And she's,
bluntly,
like,
my
looking
friend
for
here
the word.
swings a sword like a newborn infant.
So old man loves trees.
Not old, but yes.
And she looks a little confused as she gets this wolfish, little foxish. So I turn you into warrior. Me.
I don't think that's gonna work out, but I'll take that.
I help. Come.
Okay.
She says, clapping her hands and looking
Where
at
are
Cereal
we going?
excitedly. I teach you everything grandfather taught. And she stops for a second. Oh, name. She says, pointing at you, Wolfenite.
I'm just gonna point to myself, say Wolfenite. Point back with hand outstretched.
He's like, I am Rinjiro Tachibana.
None of
you
that
Ren.
means any sense to you, but apparently it's a name.
I'm just
But
gonna
yeah,
go with
that's what she
Renji.
says. Rinji, it's fine. But my title is Nine Tails of Victory. And you will address me as Nine... Well, no, we're not the Ninelands. She looks confused by, like, this cultural...
Here, we usually address each other by name, especially if friends.
Friends. And she says... And she goes over to you, and you know how you, motioned over to her? She motions at herself again and goes, Rinjiro, you. And she points at Cereal.
I am Cereal.
Cereal. And she looks you up and down. And kinda there's a smile, like she knows a little bit of more than what she's letting on, and then just kinda go. And then Rattlegas, you were here with Jay, right?
He's just outside the door.
Yeah. So she's going to excitedly try to train Wolfenite, but if Rattlegas wants to introduce himself.
He's actually gonna say under his breath, I don't need any more friends, and then is actually gonna leave.
Oh.
I don't think I can leave in this situation, so I'm being held hostage by our social contracts and my injuries.
I think his character can't leave.
It's totally not like she'd rage to win that. Well, you've been healed pretty well.
I mean,
She's going to try to get you to train, and if you can't move, if you're saying like I heard or whatever, she's just going to like try to instruct you. She's just so one-track mind right now.
Yeah, that's what this character seems like.
Or is it all an act?
What time is it?
Cereal.
So it's about 7, 8 o'clock at night.
Oh, thank God, because I was gonna say if it's the morning, it's too early for any of this. Or too early.
No.
I was being addressed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So every time she's trying to help, she motions over to you, Cereal. Warrior knows best. See? You do it like this.
Yeah, I guess you were getting lessons of being a warrior from this person.
Yep. Now, the lessons would probably be fine. Would actually probably be accurate.
That is 100% true. The lessons are very good.
Did we see any training yards or anything while we were pulling up here?
No, this place is
No.
meant for working, not for training.
Hey, you never know. Sometimes they go hand in hand.
You know.
Hey, it's how I'm gonna learn magic. At least in the character's head.
It would be best to teach when we have a proper teaching area. For now, before we get yelled at, we should probably start helping. And with that, sir, we'll walk out and head down to help Ardred and the crew unpack.
Take me with you.
Fine, we help. And she's grabbing Wolfenite again.
Oh, and we're going. Okay.
Give him a lock.
I'm sure Wolfenite wouldn't be the worse for wear if he took a bit of rest. After all, he did just win a mighty battle.
Oh, that was a battle?
It was more of self-defense.
She looks completely confused.
For him, yes.
That was not a battle. That was self-defense. If it was a battle, this place would be burned to the ground.
He is delusional. He must need his rest. Why don't you let him stay while we get to work?
I will make sure the embers from your coal fire will spread to you in your sleep.
Oh, so you're saying you want to work with our new friend. Okay, come along.
My fucking God, I swear to God, you piece of shit.
So, if that was a fight with a knight, you'd need better teachers. About a century's worth.
Just not gonna even acknowledge it. Gonna keep being dragged and walk along.
How would Cousin Kimmy put it? Oh gosh, there's a word for this. Inept? Stupid? No. He called me those names.
Incompetency.
No. And she looks. Ah, got it. Cripple. She says, pointing at you.
I think I will be at the end of this. I'm not sure if it's gonna be mental or physical.
Well, I can teach a cripple how to be brave. Yes. And she'll help Wolfenite, or not Wolfenite, Cereal.
Hey, that's not a characteristic they all have inherently. I'm very confused right now.
I wish I had popcorn for this show.
The wild
Yeah, but
bird
making
fruit
myself wish we
being
had popcorn
flamed.
right now.
And so,
Being flamed yet.
Rattleghast, as you left the room,
Yes.
where are you headed?
He was going to head outside to go check on the carts.
So, you see Bog talking to Ardred, and then Ardred leaves as you come down, and Ardred just kind of gives you a nod. You then see Bog talk to the leader of the Dragon Cultist section of your caravan, and he kind of holds up You see Bog hold up a key, give the guy a nod, and some words are exchanged in a very hushed tone of voice. Too soft for you to hear and try and eavesdrop on without being obvious. You then see Bog put the key somewhere on his person. And you're able to go outside and check on the carts just fine. Nothing's been done to them. There's a lot of spiky growths, a lot of brambles and stuff. Not that it bothers you at all, really. And for the most part, the foliage does indeed do a fantastic job of hiding where exactly the carts actually are.
Alright. I'm gonna look around for Jamna as well.
Go ahead and roll a perception or investigation, your choice. See if you can find the little halfling.
Harfling?
The halflings!
Harflinge.
You do not find her anywhere.
Okay.
She is very good at hiding and being unobserved. But, as you guys, as you kind of look around, you do see that this place it's in a remote locale, and it is not hospitable at all. But you do notice that there are some stable boys. A bunch of them, actually. And so it's very clear that all the stables and all the horses are being well looked after. And you see that the stables are fairly warm, and it makes sense because now with all the horses being in there, it allows for a very warm location. And in fact, you wouldn't be surprised if these stable boys were actually sleeping in the stables because of how warm it can get. Because, horses in a crowded space tend to warm it up pretty quick. Just like most barns. The only other thing you see is that the courthouse is, not courthouse, the courtyard is full of boxes, wood, lots of building materials and building supplies. The carts that are apparently of the company are in here. Kind of just like some of them are being broken down so they can be put out of the way. But most of them are being left intact and are just kind of full and scattered about the place. You do notice that none of the rooms are private. In fact, in the room that you were in with the newcomer, there were bunks for at least four people. Bunk beds, basically. They contain bunks, trunks for belongings, and wooden floors covered with rushes. None of the doors you've seen so far, except for one, have a lock on them, though. And so, there's no locks on any of the doors, really. And so, having privacy here, or at least keeping people from coming into your room at night unannounced, is going to be a little hard. Not impossible, but hard to do. But on the second floor, you did pass by one... you passed by one room with locks on that door. Oh, sorry. Down here, you've passed by a room with a lock on it. Excuse me. That's my bad. You also saw that Ardred went into a room also on the ground floor, just tucked away in the corner. Kind of his own space. You imagine maybe it's his room. But other than that, everything seems to be calm. The weather is terrible, but, nothing you haven't dealt with before, nothing you can't, deal with now. But it's just wet, cold here. Not pleasant at all.
Cool.
And so, Does anyone else want to do anything as evening is drawing to, and sorry, Callie, it's going to take me a minute to learn your new character's name. Renjiro.
Renjiro. Or Rennie.
I'm just going to
We
call
can all
you.
call her
I'm
Rennie
just
the
gonna-
Fox.
I'm just going to call you Ren, and we're just going to deal with that. But anyway,
Yeah, that's,
Ren, you know that it is getting close to dinner time, and that they do serve dinner in this big old communal room across the way.
I will excitedly carry Wolfenite to dinner.
This is my life now.
Apparently.
Asking a bajillion broken questions about magic. And I want to roll an Arcana check
Sure.
with disadvantage because she knows nothing utterly on how this works.
Oh god.
That is true.
I am role-playing her as understanding the foundations that, like, how to kill a mage, but not to how to be a mage.
I know how to destroy said thing, but I have no idea how said thing actually works.
She just knows that if they do the wavy pointy, you cut them down.
Yeah, wavy, pointy, slicey, and he diesies.
Yeah, which an 11 I think pretty much represents.
I know how to use a computer, but I have no idea how a computer works.
Yeah, exactly. I can get into my email.
That's about the technological skill of my mom. And so, as you explain your magic, it's not really sticking. She understands that your magic, if you tell her exactly what a druid is, she kind of pulls a blank. If you say you get your magic from nature, she kind of just like looks around and doesn't really understand.
Shaman?
Well, there's a word.
Hoping that's a word that makes
Not the
any
right
sense.
word, but you know culturally, you've experienced cultures with those shamans before.
And I think even nature magic would be common.
Well-
I would actually know that one.
It's common, but you're not quite sure how this nature gives magic. Because your nature is very different.
It's in your nature to light things on fire.
That's correct.
Yeah.
It's her way of summing it up. So how do I do that? You did this, and she's imitating your components. I think is Starburst semantic.
I believe it's a somatic based.
Is
Yeah.
there a candle at this table?
Yes, it is verbal somatic.
Okay, yeah. So I'm going to say that she imitates your whatever your words are, or at least what she could like kind of try to figure out.
Yeah, I'm not going to repeat those words right now.
And
because
your
I don't
hand
want them
motions.
to go off. Then I'm going to try. Is there a candle at the table that we're at or anything like that?
There is a candle, yes.
Okay. Only one effect happen, or? Harmless sensory effect. Okay. Just gonna say I summon forth the wind. And I'm gonna use Druidcraft. I'm gonna have an autumn wind blow by, sound of rustle, and the candle go out.
You watch as he, kind of says some words, does a hand gesture, and the candle on the table just.
Yeah, you see her look at that, and you see her like get out her tinderbox and relight the candle, and she's motions for you to do it again to try to teach her.
I'm just gonna put my hand and pinch the candle out, and I'm gonna repeat from the opposite end. And I'm gonna summon forth the summer warmth in the dark night, and I'm gonna use Druidcraft again, and you're gonna hear the sound of a fire burning, like a big bonfire, and it's gonna light the candle.
She looks around, hearing the bonfire, and you see her shift down, and you can see her eyes alight in the flame. So it is a form of magic, similar to home. So you are a cleric. It makes sense.
But I'm not gonna correct her anymore. I've just learned my lesson. Not gonna do it anymore. I'm going to use Druidcraft to bring out an orb that tells me what the weather is outside.
So you watch as in Wolfenite's hand appears a little glowing orb, and then you watch as storm clouds roll into the orb. It starts to rain, and you see lightning and lightning flash, as well as a couple of bits of. You swear you almost hear a thunderclap.
So it's going to rain tomorrow, she says, with a sly grin.
Oh, good. Okay, I don't have to say anything. Perfect. It's gonna ask like, "Well, what do you think this means?" No, okay, you got it. Good.
She's going to motion. What do you use for a spellcasting focus?
I think you have a totem on you.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, that's.
Am I just clicking that? Sorry about that. I meant to minimize that. I didn't mean to keep clicking that.
Oh, good.
So, is that how you do it? You notice her English has, or her common in this case, has cleaned up.
Yeah, I'm very unnerved by her in every way, to be truthful. It's about as unnerving in a friendly way that I can say Rattlegast is.
So, she looks at you. Cousin Kimmy would like a kind god. You like nature and the flame. My god, and she looks at you with a hotel, consumes for power. So if I ate your totem, would that... she's trying to... You see the cogs working now. She's trying to relate it to some religion of her own.
Full concern as I put the totem back in my bag. Like, oh, that's not how that works.
Oh.
You also saw that the totem was made out of crystal and soft metals. Would not be easy or even good to try and eat it.
Oh yeah, no. It's more of a metaphor in her case.
I'm still taking that very literal.
Yeah, you probably should with her.
Moving it away.
So she just looks as you put it away. And she's staring at you, and she's trying to discern something. And I'm gonna roll insight, because what she's trying to discern is, are you a trickster? Are you actually a mage? To her.
Okay.
But what she's really discerning, are you telling me the truth?
That's up to her to find out.
So
Yeah.
I would say that,
at least from what she can tell, right?
yeah, from what you can tell, he's been honest with you as far as you know. He's not a trickster, and his magic, while similar to Kimiko's, is different.
Yeah.
Not the same. Not really.
So he's I'm trying to find a way to word this. So she just smiles. You're good. Honest. Probably not tasty, she says, nodding wisely.
You're not the first friend who commented on how I taste or wanted to contemplate eating me, so...
Ow!
So
Two
another...
people now.
Yeah.
Wait.
So
I
another
live in
worshiper...
Three? No, two people.
So she, a former friend?
I like to think we were friends. I really hope that we're friends.
Hmm.
Fucking.
Well, as long as they weren't a rat, I guess.
They really liked rats.
Speaking of which, when does the rat cookbook coming out again?
Sorry,
Yeah,
what?
we need to print the rat cookbook at some point.
Oh, God. I thought you were talking about the rat bag, and I'm like, I don't want to talk about that, because I have no idea where that went, and I really don't want to find it. It's gonna stink. No idea where that went. I have no idea where that bag of rats went. I don't know if we left it with someone. I don't know if we still have it on us. I don't
Oh no, you still have it. It's on your cart.
Oh god.
Well,
You may not have kept
it's a
track of
bag
the
of-
rat bag. I have, and it is a bag of dirty, rotten meat.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
That
it's
is
a bag
more
of dead rats now.
It's a bag of
I'm gonna just say it's
sludge.
perfectly sealed, like airtight, sealed. Don't know how, and I haven't noticed that even if it's bloating up inside.
Well, I mean, technically, if anything, it would just kind of become fertilizer for your plants at this point.
It's still gonna
You
stink when
kidding?
it explodes.
Did she and Water
my
and Earth?
issue
That
right
was
now,
a
though.
fine meal. Are we going to throw out perfectly fermented rats? What's wrong with you bastards?
Perfectly
Maybe someone
fermented
for
rat.
one.
It's not even rats anymore. It's sludge because
Yeah.
it's been months.
That's what I mean. It's rat jam. You spread it on things. It would be easy.
Oh. Jesus,
Just
Christ,
she and
I
Water.
haven't said that again.
Wow.
Well, now when the rat cookbook comes out, you know rat jam needs at least 2.5 months of fermentation.
You may add fruits or berries to make it more jam-like. Eyeballs
So for,
for dude, if none are available.
Thank you for being honest with me. I have a deal for you.
Just gonna look at her.
If you're willing to listen.
Like, I'm sorry. What?
Yeah, she's, again, speaking flawless.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm very unnerved by every demeanor that she has in her speech.
So
Speech
she
is so
pulls
very
out
different.
her my calligraphy set, her pen and ink in this case. And she sets it in front of you. You will teach me the ways of nature that you tout in this land. Yes?
No.
No.
I am not a person.
In return?
I'm just gonna be very firm on that. I am not a teacher.
Well, in return I could. And she motions over to her blade. And then playful smile as if you don't know if she's talking about murder or if she's talking about, like, I'll kill for you.
I'm still gonna say no. I cannot see you. I have too much to learn on my own. I don't even know
Then
how
we learn
to
together?
cause an awakening.
I said, then, and then she's like,
I don't know how
then
to
we learn
cause a
together.
magical awakening in someone for when it comes to druidic craft.
She waves her
I
hand.
think everyone has
The
a
magic
different
be
vision.
damned. So she waves her hand and she says, the magic be damned. Teach me about nature.
Not nature magic, just nature.
Yes. I think you have the head for it. And she does that same motion, but there's a moment where she does that same motion, pointing at her head. Besides, you can teach me what's edible and what's not. And with that, she makes a chomping motion, but blows out a little bit of air to put out the candle.
Do you have any allergies? that I need to know up straight up front?
Not that I'm aware of.
That's awesome.
If you die from a plant, it's not my fault.
She thinks about that. If I die, it's not your fault. Fair.
Fair.
If you die, it's not my fault.
Fair.
As I'm sitting next to Rattlegas at the table with all this, I'm going to lean over and
I'm not there.
No,
you're not
Rattlegas
there?
is not
Oh,
there. You're
Rattle's
just
just
kind of
oof.
sitting. You're just kind of sitting
Watching
at the
this.
table watching this whole transaction.
He's wandering around outside.
Ooh.
Sorry, Radagast, but you need like a stuffed animal you can leave as a substitute whenever you just disappear like that. Like,
That's
here,
a bit. You could literally do that.
Out of curiosity, what's for dinner tonight?
It is a stew. It is a tubers, and you think it's maybe it's chicken.
So as we get the stew, then, she's gonna look at it and go, "Waste of good bodies."
And
She says, snarling for a moment.
And the bread that is served with it is stale. So when you dip it in the stew, it actually makes it soft and delicious. But yeah, the bread by itself is not something you want to eat by itself.
Yeah, as soon as the food comes to the table, I'm going to ignore everything else, especially these two psychopaths, and just eat.
When did I start getting labeled as a psychopath? All I did was accidentally break someone's neck today.
I mean,
Yeah, you monster.
Did you
I didn't
break it, or
start
did
the
the
fight.
stairs
I was
break it?
extremely defensive this entire fight. I could have killed her really easily, but I really didn't want to.
Yeah, you were being really good about it.
I didn't want to burn this whole place to the ground and murder everyone in the back rows with AoE. I had burning hands already prepared, and I couldn't use it.
I mean, you had fire darts too, for that matter.
Did I have fire darts?
Yeah. Fire darts is a really powerful spell.
No, I didn't have fire darts available.
Oh, I thought you did.
No, I have Spike Growth, Scorching Ray, Flaming Spear, and Poison Volley.
Ah. You should look into
I got
fire
the
darts.
Spike Growth.
Fire darts is
I do have fire darts, but they're just not prep.
Yeah. Fire darts is an insanely stupid spell.
Is it?
Oh, yeah.
Is it one from the other book?
Yep, it's from Deep Magic. It is
Yeah, that would explain it.
insane.
That would explain it.
It's oh god, it's so good but so overpowered. It definitely needs to be nerfed a bit. And I already have a way to nerf it. But yeah, no, it's fucking broken.
Yeah.
Basically, the way I've kind of fixed it is you can either target one target or you can target up to one target per dart. You can't stack.
Not like magic missile.
Yeah, it's not like magic missile. It's either you hit one target with everything or you hit multiple targets with one thing.
I mean that's at level 5, right?
No, that was at level 3. Wait, did I
It said
set level 5? Let me check.
higher, yeah, it says 5 higher level cast. But 1, 2, 3, does it randomize it with the fire dart? I can't read the description.
Oh, he didn't click fire dart yet.
I did.
Oh, here. Let
I
me...
clicked it again.
Yeah, I have to click it. When this spell is cast on any fire that is at least as large as a small campfire or cooking fire, 3 darts of flame shoot out of the fire towards a creature within 30 feet of the fire. Darts can be directed against the same or separate targets as the caster chooses. Each dart deals 4d6 fire damage, or half as much on a successful dex save.
Yeah, 4d6 is a little high on that.
Holy cow.
Actually,
Yeah,
I
that's better than like all the other spells in the book.
got a question for this, because this requires me to have a fire in front of me. Does my bird count?
Your bird counts, but you have to burn both uses. So in order
Both
to
uses?
use your bird as the campfire component for that, you would have to
Yeah.
expend both charges of your wild shape.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've already run
Oh.
into this with another fire druid in my homebrew campaign. I am not about to be screwed again.
No, I was just curious. I'm like, well, if that counts, then sure. But like, otherwise, I'm never going to use this. It's situational at best for me. Same with like fire under the tongue. It's like, why? Like, it's nice, but I'm not near a campfire enough, except for in the evening, and I don't do watch enough. If I do it during watch and it happens, it's a watch thing. But like, no, out and about, it doesn't.
Yeah, if you
Just
can use
then.
it with your Birdo, though, it'll be great.
Which you
But
can.
it just teleport away.
It just burns both uses of your wild shape for a short rest. Or is it a long rest? I can't remember. I'm used to moon druids who get theirs back on short rests.
To the stew thing, I just remembered what I needed to do here.
Yeah.
So she is picking out all the veggies and just eating the pseudo meat.
It is bird. It is actual meat.
Yeah.
It's not chicken.
So all the other like pieces are definitely like pushed aside. The bread is like shoved across the table,
I'm just gonna put.
and you hear her muttering about something. You hear her muttering about something. Vegetables don't suffer enough.
Okay, I'm next to her, right, or across
Yeah.
from her,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're next to her.
dragging her plate over, and just scraping the the veggies off, and I just push it back. Take the bread.
See, she says, slamming her hand on the table. That sudden pound. We make good alliance.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say, "See, this is why you're weak."
That's what I thought too.
That's the thing. Her logic is sometimes
You're not wrong, as that is exactly what all of us thought.
but that's not what I went with.
Didn't think so. It would be like a compliment, like, "Oh, this is a beneficial thing. I never have to deal with bitches again." No, I thought it was gonna be just insults.
Yeah.
No,
remember, this is Kimiko's good sister.
You eat veggies, you swine.
Or cousin.
Yeah, this is Kimiko's good cousin. Which, I mean, good for the Kimiko family.
Yep.
That is its own
I'm
kettle
kind
of
of a
fish.
bitch.
I think that
Bomb
was
is terrifying.
Yeah, but anyway. Rather
Anyway,
Yes.
what are you up to now that you've kind of surveyed the perimeter?
Just wandering around. I'm not gonna come inside for dinner. I'm just gonna eat some rations outside.
Fair enough. The one thing you notice is that there are rooftop guards, but there's not many of them. For someone like you, it's not hard to sneak in and out of here. There is like one on either side of the door that from the courtyard, the wall that leads outside. There is one on either side of that, but otherwise, I mean, there's plenty of ways someone like you could move without being seen around here. Go ahead and roll a wisdom check.
Bam.
Never mind.
Alright.
When do you return into the roadhouse?
I don't.
Oh, you're gonna stay outside all night?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Ren, Wolfenite,
cute
and
little throwback to Celine.
Ren,
He's moping.
Yeah. Ren, Wolfenite, and Cereal. As you all, eat your meal and, the nasty vegetables.
Have been properly slayed.
Yeah. The dinner breaks up, and everybody seems to be ready to go to their rooms and retire. Wolfenite, the body of the woman has been taken by the dragon cultists and has been buried just a short way off into the marsh. Or
Okay.
into the mire.
Okay.
Waste of food.
I was just gonna burn the corpse, but okay.
It is light rain now. It was heavier earlier in the day, but it's a light rain now. And as you guys all kind of break down and Cereal, go ahead and roll me just a general perception check.
General perception? Okay. Also, I had a quick question that came to mind.
I have a quick answer that comes to mind.
So, we've been having the issue of, at least for me, of, sleeping in armor is uncomfortable. As an elf, since I can trance, could I technically just stay standing for my 4-hour trance?
It's not...
And not have to?
So, Unfortunately, no, because the way that the armor, the way that particular mechanic works is a blanket statement applies to everyone. Unfortunately, that's just the case with heavy armor. It's just incredibly uncomfortable to be in while you are in your downtime. The only exceptions I've seen to this rule are Warforged, who technically don't sleep, and also technically their armor is a part of their body. So that's the only real exception I've seen to that rule.
I was curious because of that point you just made of technically they don't sleep. It states in the trance rules that it's not a sleep, it's a dream of a fashion. It's meditation more than anything.
I mean,
You-
raw, there isn't any punishment for armor because the game doesn't handle armor class well.
There is a whole section about sleeping in heavy armor.
Is there?
Yeah, there is actually.
I know there's swimming, but definitely I didn't know sleeping.
Yeah, there's
Is it in the DMG?
I believe so.
Yeah, because the game just doesn't handle armor class very well.
Yeah. Excuse me. It was Xanathar's guide that introduced this particular mechanic. Page 77, it says, sleeping in light armor has no adverse effects on the wearer, but sleeping in medium or heavy armor makes it difficult to recover fully during a long rest. When you finish a long rest during which you slept in medium or heavy armor, you regain only a quarter of your spent hit die. If you have any levels of exhaustion, the rest doesn't reduce your exhaustion level. So, I mean, yes, while you're not suffering exhaustion, and if you don't want to recover all of your hit die, then certainly.
Okay.
You could sleep in your armor. So that was a Xanathar's Guide edition. But because
Insert my usual, wow, let's just screw over the marshals even more again.
but because
I hate the 5th edition for that. Sorry, go ahead.
Yep. But because I have always done it that you get all your hit die back, if you were to sleep in your heavy armor, then I would say, and I'm only applying this to heavy armor. It makes no sense for medium armor to be there. Because I sleep in heavier clothes than some medium armors. But I would say that you regain half the total hit die. And that if you slept in heavy armor, then yes, you wouldn't be able to lower any exhaustion levels, but you certainly are A-okay sleeping in it if you have no exhaustion.
Okay, yeah, no, like I said, I was just curious because I was reading up on trance and it doesn't state that I go to sleep, so I was...
Yeah, and thankfully it just says when you finish a long rest, in which you were in, but Warforged being the only true raw exception is because their armor is literally a part of their body. So it literally doesn't make any sense for any kind of rule like that to apply to them. It also takes an hour for them to take it off and put it on. So again, it doesn't make sense. But anyway, and so but that's my official ruling on that. Is so long as you're not exhausted, you can sleep in heavy armor just fine. You only regain half your total expended hit die, not all of them. And if you have points of exhaustion, you don't get to take those away. So as you, Wolfenstein, as you kind of go and rest under the cart, and pretty much as everyone goes and finds their spot to rest, Radagast, you do see Wolfenstein come out and rest. Serial and you see that Jay and Nar have secured a room. They've secured this room over here. Let me kind of open the door here. That way it's a little more obvious what room they're in. And so they've kind of secured that room for you guys to use. Everybody should be able to see into it. The dynamic lighting layer here is kind of fun. And
Oh, I mean, I've had full view of the entire map this entire time, so.
Same.
Oh, good. But, so, as you guys, so as you get into that room for the evening, Renji, your room, for the most part, your stuff is still there, but you notice that you've gained some roommates.
All right.
They're just,
Hold on.
some teamsters, but they're, for the most part, they're all human. Except there's one human who looks a little weird. He also has a war pick, and, like, seems to have just this stern, pissed off expression.
Oh, could I do an insight?
Sure.
Because since I don't know this character, but I got an idea. Alright, go to my insight.
Easily done, Wolfenite, by the way.
Only a 21.
What are you trying to discern about this character?
Mostly, what from warrior to warrior, why is he so angry and he's carrying a war pick? And mostly capability, too, kind of sizing him up.
He's old. He's long in the tooth. And you get that he's probably never been much of a fighter, for one. And for two, he's probably... He kind of keeps looking out, where the marshes would be, or where the mire would be. And you see him just kind of muttering, to himself. It's not any intelligible words that you can understand. But as you enter the room, you actually see him clutching onto something. And he just kind of looks up at you. Oh. Who are you?
She points at herself. She says, "Yeah, does that same pointing motion that she learned from Wolfenite. Renjiro, you?"
And he just kind of... Rich. And he just kind of nods. We left your stuff. We figured, roommates and all. Apparently we're supposed to
No
bunk up.
eating then. She says dismissively.
He tilts his head. You watch as the other two in the room get visibly uncomfortable at the no eating then. They didn't calculate that was a thing that could happen.
Yeah, and then she just looks over, and I'm gonna have her grab her box of snacks and take one out and enjoy it. Like she meant, oh, you didn't eat my food.
The other two calm down, but the guy kind of looks at you. You were with those guards that came with us, yeah? At dinner?
Yeah, I am.
Don't trust them.
What'd they do?
They're bad people. In fact, one of them tried to attack me and kill me, and then they didn't let me do what I was supposed to do. Don't trust them.
She just cocks her head. What were you trying to do, if I might ask? Because it sounds like there's more to the story. And I do love a tall tale, she says, flickering her own tail.
He kind of frowns. I was trying to kill lizard folk. Bunch of vermin. And they got in the way. Not to mention the fact that apparently, and he kind of gestures over to one of the other people who are in the room, they've been killing a bunch of his friends. It's one of his friends they killed today. I don't know who they are or how they got here or why they were even hired. But you be careful. They're bad news, and they'll kill you too. They'll kill anyone who gets in their way.
Oh, let's hope it's lizardmen in the way, huh?
No, lizardmen are mine. They better not kill them all before I get them.
She crosses her arms and kind of examines them up and down. You won't make it. Want some practice? Some pointers, perhaps?
He just looks at you and shakes his head. I don't need any help, thanks.
Spoken like a dead man. And she just lays back on the bed. You'll be delicious. And she just turns the other way as if like she explained herself.
You hear some muffled commotion, but nothing happens. You then hear the two voices behind you, soft muttering, and you realize it's prayer. And one guy is kind of stumbling through. One voice is stumbling through, repeating after the other voice, and the other voice is speaking a language you don't know. Very brokenly and very much as if it's a rehearsed, speech or a rehearsed set of, words strung along in a very specific way. It's definitely prayer, but you don't understand what the language is.
Yeah. I would say this character would actually be really curious, actually, because I'm learning the trends. She turns away to go to sleep, and then she hears this prayer, and she's like, because I can figure out at least it's a prayer, right? So,
yeah. Oh, it's definitely a prayer.
What are you praying to?
He kind of looks at you and frowns. None of your business.
No, she's interrupting.
The other one actually just pats his shoulder. We're praying to the great gift giver.
Gift giver?
She who will bring down all of the kings and all of the fat, unworthy nobles and raise up a glorious utopia under her beautiful wings.
She kind of turns her head a little bit and starts kind of trying to process what they're saying. A great sky god coming down and fixing everything. Did I hear that right?
I don't know about fixing everything, but definitely smiting the nobles and those who have trampled on the weak and the defenseless and the downtrodden. Destroying those evil creatures is definitely a step in the right direction.
Does she eat them?
One can only hope.
And she processes that and then goes, then you are a fool.
He tilts his head.
And she sits herself up in the corner of the bed. And, she goes to explain herself. No insult meant, but trusting anything with an appetite is a fool's errand.
We trust each other, and humans and the mortal races are no less appetite heavy than anyone else.
And yet a murder was committed today.
Aye, but we don't trust everyone.
Yeah. She shakes her head and just goes, just that again. And yet you trust a god you haven't met. At least my god knows that they will consume all of us. We know what we're signing up for.
And he just shakes his head. And your god will be but one of many that fall.
Hopefully, for all of our sake. You're right.
And he nods. I am. The great dragon queen is coming.
And you see her look up. Wait, it's a dragon?
Yes. The greatest of
How
dragons. Big? Larger than mountains.
She leans back and you see her look up. Oh, that would make a wonderful feast.
He actually looks at you and then his face grows stern. I think you should leave.
I think this is my room. And should I do intimidation?
You can try.
She snarls. Yeah. I will go ahead and do intimidation. I feel like this should be strength because it's for weight or her body, but I will run Chris. I'm gonna hold on. My character sheet isn't coming back up for some reason. Hold on. We're gonna reset this.
No worries, it happens.
Yeah, I think Roll20 froze up on me. Unsupported browser. Oh my god, I'm such a bad person.
Wait,
I
what
know.
browser are you using?
I think I'm using Brave. I'm using my own
Oh, okay.
little browser. It's just very good at blocking ads, but not so good for Roll20.
Yeah, that's a big problem.
Yeah, my character sheet is even blanked out.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Let's see. Well, I can see your character sheet. Would you like me? Well,
Yeah, go ahead and roll that while we try to figure out what's going on my end. Because, yeah, I can't even select it. It's just doing the loading.
no worries. And, do you mean to be wearing that armor? Just to make double sure.
Yeah, because it doesn't matter tonight.
Okay.
So I'll have her in armor because it also makes her look more threatening.
Fair enough. And, so that would be intimidation.
Yeah.
Rolled a 14.
Okay.
You watch as he pulls out a dagger, and he just shakes his head. I think you are outnumbered. You realize in his other hand he's holding a metallic symbol of some kind.
You see her laugh, and you there, she says, pointing over to, was it Rich?
Yeah,
I thought his name was Thomas, but he must have...
it might be Thomas. I didn't consult my notes
Yeah.
right away.
I'm gonna say Rich, though, because that's what I was told. You want to die before you go to the Lizardman? No. So it's a 2-on-1. And with that, she draws that blade as she stands up on the bed, just looking for a fight.
See,
There
Rick,
was one murder today. You're going to be the second and third meal.
you see, Rich actually does stand up with his war pick in hand. The two on either side of you, though, hit the wall, and you hear doors open, and then you see 4 more guys come out and in the doorway.
Yeah, she's ready for it, though.
And
Do I hear this as well?
you don't, because you're a little far away, and it is still raining out. But the 4 that appeared are kind of dressed like the woman was today, and 2 of them have long swords, and the other 2 are holding crossbows.
She weirdly looks ready for a fight, because the way I'm going to roleplay that, if they open the door, you see her move towards the doorway so that only one or two of them can get in there.
Well, so the door to your
slam
room,
open the door.
the door to your room was already open because you just walked in.
Yeah.
And I didn't hear her closing it.
That's fine, but I mean,
but you all hear, "What's all this then?" Which even you hear, Serial, and you see Bog, the guy who's been running this place, walk in. And you see the cultist point, she was threatening to eat us. And the other 2 in the room both nod rapidly. And he looks at you.
we were talking religion. She says, sitting back down. It's a touchy subject.
And he looks at you and rolls his eyes. Out.
See those.
Go bed with the newbies.
And for me?
Yes. As he points you down the hall towards where you can, where as you get out the door, you could actually see Serial just kind of leaning in the doorway. I'm assuming you're holding a weapon.
Oh yeah,
I'm
still have
leaning
my...
out the doorway with a hand crossbow, like at my side, just like give me a reason.
Yeah, and so Bog's just like, yeah, join those guys, then you'll all cause less problems. And I said no more fighting. He looks to everyone, and actually, the nearest guy, he takes out a little wooden cudgel and just bonks him on the head with it. Ow! Go on.
Yeah. I'd much rather hang with people who have some concept of what's going to happen. And she puts aside the blade. Of course, just puts it back.
All of a sudden, the weapons that were in your room, other than the war pick, which is still raised,
Yeah.
You know, all of a sudden, all those weapons just kind of have disappeared. And Boggs is the only one holding any kind of weapon, which is just a wooden cudgel.
Yeah.
But
So
as you're ejected from your room, allowed to collect all of your things, obviously.
yep.
You see Serial just kind of leaning in the doorway with a hand crossbow, and then just kind of lowers it. And you do hear
Part-time medic.
You do hear
You hear her say, kind of annoyed.
you do hear Bog like berating the gentleman, and he baps each one of them as you hear various different clacks and grunts of pain. But you guys are now all in this room, except for the two who are outside.
As she makes the part-time medic comment, as she comes in the room, Serial will say, just loud enough for everyone in the room to hear, "Murder of fools like them." And I'll close the door.
She is excited about that. But you close the door, and I guess I have to join you guys. I'm sorry, I misunderstood that, right?
Yeah, you were told
Yeah.
to go join their room, so you didn't cause problems.
So close the door on her, or just
No. Like after you get in
Okay.
the room.
She looks ecstatic. Oh, so he. Well, I'll give up the act. She just sits down. So what room? I gotta take a look at your the layout again. Now that I can actually use it.
We're all the way up top, right by the stairs.
Yep.
They said that they were scared I'd eat them.
Sounds like
It's
someone
a
else
good
we used to
joke.
go with.
I don't mean to eat them in a physical sense.
And at that, we will cut it off for tonight because there is some more stuff ahead, but we have also reached that time. So,
Yep.
Thank you everyone so much for tuning in to another fantastic episode of Tyranny of Dragons. I am your master of dungeons, Dr.JWolfenstein, and we have finally reached the Roadhouse. Also, looking at my notes, I finally have actually found and calculated the things. All of you are at 14,000, so you all level to level 6.
Okay. Does that mean I get to
Everyone?
do everything?
Or should I?
Yes.
Okay.
Everyone is level 6. Those of you who have experience points that are a little odd, that's okay. Just leave it a little odd, but make sure that your base number says 14. And so,
14,000.
So how much was it gained again?
you're just at 14,000 plus whatever your 3 triple digits are. I'm just gonna hard jump you there real quick.
Youch. Oh wait, no, it was 6. It said 1 for a second.
Yeah, that's a 6. That's actually really good on a D8.
Oh yeah, roll HP. Yeah, might as well do that, huh?
Might as well. There's no downside.
I am taking
It's not
another
gonna.
level up.
It's not gonna be like Grim Hollow where you can either roll or you can pick, and you
I
can't.
like that.
You can't do the other.
Yeah.
Um,
So I'm probably taking a fighter level here.
so
Actually, let's just go another. Well, no, let's go fighter. Let's go fighter. So 1 level of fighter.
got a question.
I got an
Assuming
answer.
that's okay.
Yes.
So there's 2 different types of cleric. There's PHB and then what's EK?
Just do PHB. Because EK stands for Essentials Kit.
Oh, got it. Okay. Oh, that's a lot of domains. Holy crap! What the fuck?
Clerics
We got
have
cat
the
domain in here.
yes, they
Oh,
do.
they have the cat domain. Oh yeah,
That's from
you
Deep
added that.
Magic.
Yeah, that's from Deep Magic, which the cat domain is actually really fun.
Which I will
Domain.
remind you yet again. There are 2 classes that have more subclasses than every other, and that is cleric and wizard.
Oh, I didn't look at the cleric stuff for deep magic, so let me look at this very quick.
I mean,
So that's a 9. So 9 plus 2, so 11.
it'll automatically add your Constitution modifier when you click next. That is one of the better things that.
Oh, got
The
it.
character
So
mancer
you
does.
just hit 9 and then it'll.
Yeah, just leave it as the 9 and then just hit next after you're done, and it'll
Got it.
do the thing.
Oh, whoops.
Rattlegast, are you just taking another level in your rogue?
Yeah, just rogue.
Yeah, okay. I figured. Which makes your level up incredibly easy.
Yep.
And Serial, were you doing anything crazy I needed to know about?
No, on this one I'll be taking the level 6 in ASI.
Alrighty.
What's Mountain Domain? I'm curious.
Something from Deep Magic.
Yeah, I just want. I haven't looked at the deep magic stuff, so I'm like, well, if I'm choosing a domain, maybe there's something decent there that could fit in with the character. If not, I'll go with Life Clerk.
Wait, are we supposed to get ability score increases at 6? Or is that just certain
The fighter.
classes?
The fighter
Oh,
gets an
okay.
ability
The fighter
score
gets
at,
it.
at 6.
Gotcha.
No.
You get your
wow, it
uncanny
didn't-
dodge, and your I think your sneak attack goes up 1. Oh no, not quite this level yet, but
No, I think I already
Okay.
had Uncanny Dodge, didn't I? Yeah,
oh yeah, it's 5th level.
No, I just got expertise. More expertise.
Yeah. Now you're doing all the really amazing shit. Now some of your stuff is just insane.
I can just
I see.
do lots of flips.
My character sheet has entirely froze up, so I'll just have to do it later on.
No worries. Just so long as it's done before next session, and I will alert the Eric and the Whitehill that they have also leveled. But anyway, guys and gals.
That makes sense. Okay, I see what happened. Sorry, I got it. Yep.
No worries.
But yeah, it'll be fun. Sorry, I kinda had to drop Celine there. I was
There it
kind of
goes.
running out of things, so I thought it'd be a good point as any.
I mean,
So,
it is what it is. But
yeah.
Ooh, yay! I got Max.
But with that, we will end today's session, and I want to thank all of you, my lovely audience, for watching. Again, please do go support the Fool's Gold Kickstarter, as well as support our friends over at Tri-Peak Goods. And unfortunately, I didn't have my time card ready, but I will have it ready by Sunday of games I am hosting, what time, and how many slots are available. I am still doing professional DMing, and more of my games are filling up, and so it's a fantastic hopefully it's a sign of future endeavors to come. But without further ado, I have had a fantastic cast of characters, and of course these streams and my dream of being a DM wouldn't be possible without these amazing people. Starting to my immediate left is my brother David, playing Rattlegast, our half-orc assassin.
Through the world.
Aww.
to the far left on the same level as me is Mr. Mason, playing our Rune Knight Serial, the Wood Elf.
Another friend lost. Let's make sure we don't lose any more.
Directly between him, directly actually with both David and Mason stacked on top of him, is Mr. Matt, our Wildfire soon to be announced multi-class Earth Genasi Wolfenite.
I didn't kill anyone until she died.
God, we got a murder hobo.
Look, if you want me to murder hobo, I could, but I'm not that terrible of a person.
We had to.
And last but certainly not least is the ever lovely Callie Cat, playing her brand new character, Rinjiro.
Yep.
Our Path of the Beast barbarian / fighter.
And yeah, just remember to eat your gods, before they eat you. The
Apparently.
foundation of any good religion.
But anyway, guys and gals, I have been Dr. John Wolfenstein, your master of dungeons, and I will see you next time on Tyranny of Dragons. Goodbye.